watch out. You better 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 watch out. He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's gonna find out. He's gonna find out. He's gonna find out. He's gonna find out. He's gonna find out.
Well, I guess that means it's time to start the show. What's going on? How are you guys doing? You guys doing okay? Huh? Oh, no. Okay, we don't need to hear it again, like right away. But anyway, hey, welcome. Dude, the freaking video cracks me up. You want him to find out? You won't let him? Well, he's going to find out. He's going to find out. From Albuquerque, New Mexico. Hey, Brian, welcome. Good to see you. I've only been through Albuquerque. I've never actually stayed there. I actually stayed in Roswell for a day? One day? But yeah, because Roswell, aliens and such. But hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Order 42. I'm Rob. You're you. And it's good to see you. Adam, it reminds me of the CKY's version of Santa Claus is coming to town. I don't think I've ever heard that. But Adam, I don't think I've seen you before, or because of the weird name change that YouTube's done, I'm not seeing the name that I'm used to. But hey, welcome. And Ninjinzu was first. Mainly, I would think because Style Fox basically warned everybody, hey, it's about to go down and you need to be first. Someone else needs to be first. So Ninjinzu was first. And yes, yeah. I mean, let's just look. In an hour, Fallout Season 2 starts over on Amazon Prime. Now, I don't know if you know this. I didn't know this. But it's not going to be a drop everything at once thing. It's going to be the first episode is tonight, starting in about an hour. So, look, I understand if you guys want to leave and go watch that and then maybe come back, or maybe just, you never come back. I don't know. Hey, whatever. But hey, I'm excited for Fallout Season 2. As are many. I was very, very impressed with the first season. So I'm really excited to see what's going down on that. But yes, Fallout Season 2 starts in about an hour. So yeah. But yeah, we got Ninjinzu in here. We got Brian. We got Matthew Walls. Good to see you guys. Adam, of course. I've been super busy and haven't been around in months. I did change my name not so long ago. Well, then that explains it. But hey, I'm glad you're here. I'm always glad to see, well, honestly, anybody that shows up to my stream, I'm happy to see you because, it's a thing. But I do want to, I don't want to, because this is terrible news, but I do want to mention the passing of Rob Reiner, an amazing director. Letterboxd actually put this out on their Twitter. It's everything that he directed. I mean, When Harry Met Sally, Stand By Me, The Princess Bride, Misery, Flipped, A Few Good Men, This Is Spinal Tap, The Bucket List, Rumor Has It, The American President, Spinal Tap 2, The Sure Thing, North, Being Charlie, and The Story of Us. I mean, I'm just going to say his run in the 80s and early 90s was amazing. I mean, it's just, it's crazy. I mean, how many lines from his movies that we quote today, Let's take it to 11, let's, You Can't Handle the Truth, The Princess Bride. There's so many in The Princess Bride, but As You Wish, I mean, come on. How many people say that today? I mean, it's just, it's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts. So, and from all accounts, look, I didn't meet Rob Reiner. I don't know anything about Rob Reiner other than his career. But I mean, it sounds like he was a good guy. you know, and he seemed to really care about people, you know, unlike some people. Um, he seems to actually care about people, and that's just one of those things that just it sucks. It sucks to hear this. Um, I mean, the news broke a couple of hours ago that unfortunately his son was charged with the murder of both he and his wife, of Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle, his parents. I can't even fathom what they're going through. That family. So I just wanted to mention that because I own many Rob Reiner films. The Princess Bride is one of those movies that my wife and I have watched countless times. Stand By Me to me is a classic, classic coming of age film. I mean, I think most people, when they think of coming of age films, they probably mention Stand By Me, and the idea that not one but two of, in my opinion, some of the best Stephen King adaptations were directed by Rob Reiner. You got Stand By Me, which is based on The Body from different seasons, and then of course Misery, with that absolutely insane performance by Kathy Bates. James Caan was great in that, of course. It's such a it's one of those, you know, confined types of stories that I really love. It's just an amazing film, and he was good. He was really good at man. It just sucks. You know, the whole thing just sucks. And there's just not much you can say other than, you know, I mean, I just can't, I still can't, I can't believe that happened. It's so unfathomable to me. But there we are. It's a thing. Dickie Roberts was one of my favorite bad movies, and he's in that. Such a sad and scary thing. And hey, welcome, Wood. How's it going? It's good to see you. I actually, I was about to text you and just say, hey, do you have a Satisfy code that I can use? Yeah, I was just thinking of buying some stuff. So, you know, maybe text me a code so I can, you know, maybe save a little scratch. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's good to see you. It's good to see all of you here. You know, I didn't even know he directed that many movies. I know it's crazy how many movies he directed that are considered to be so almost like the best of that genre. You know, like The Princess Bride. I don't think you can get much better than that. In that sort of fantasy fairy tale kind of genre, it's like the perfect movie. Misery is one of the best confined area, confined cast sort of movies that I've ever seen. Stand By Me is probably, if not the best, it's one of the best coming of age movies ever. When Harry Met Sally is probably one of the best romantic comedies ever. It's just like, the guy was just so good. So, I don't know. It's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts. And Spinal Tap. The thing is I've never seen, which is probably like one of those things where people are like, what? No, I've never seen the original Spinal Tap. And of course, I haven't seen the second one. There's a few of his movies that I haven't seen. Let's see. When Harry Met Sally, I've only seen bits and pieces. Never seen the whole thing. Flipped, I've never seen. Of course, the Spinal Tap movies. The Bucket List, I saw bits and pieces, but I never saw the whole thing. Rumor has it I haven't seen. The American President's awesome. It's a really good movie. And basically anything on the last row, I hadn't seen. I hadn't seen any of those. And from what I hear, Being Charlie was actually co-written by his son. And it's about his addiction, which is just, I don't know, man. It's just so sad. It's just so messed up. What do you want from Satisfy? Oh, come on. You know what I want from Satisfy. But here's the thing. I want to support. I want to support. So if I can buy one and support, but you know, maybe get a code, you know, that's what I'm thinking. And of course, Cosma Meathead, you know? And I mean, that's the thing. He was in The Wolf in of Wall Street. I'll just give you one. I know you could do that, but don't worry about it. You know, let me just buy one. I don't mind buying one. But whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do is fine, but I was actually asking because I wanted to buy one. The thing is like, you know, I'm that guy. I'm that guy that it's hard for me. It's just not a big deal, you know? I just buy the stuff, you know? I'll pay for my own lunch and dinner. You know, those kinds of things. But anyway. Let's get back to it. North should have been left off there. I mean, that's a pretty famous movie because Roger Ebert went off on that movie. Like, he said about how terrible it was. But holy crap. It was just insane. It was insane about how much he hated that movie. Roger Ebert, I'm saying. Shozama, welcome. Good to see you. Half day at work, so Chinese buffet, then German bar, then my friend dropped me off, and now Order 42 show. Well, hey, welcome. Welcome. I've got a couple things, you know, to show off. One of them you already know about, and one of them, well, there's a few things to show off, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Stand By Me is definitely in my top 5. Yeah, I mean, for sure. For sure. And yes, Star Fox, people commented before you. Oh, I guess I would have mentioned the poll. Which liquid do you want? And they're all cereal tonight. So there's the Apple Jacks, which is called Chemical X. There's the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which is called the Alchemist. And the one that I haven't tried, I've actually tried these before. As I've said, you know, sometimes recipes change. And, you know, if you haven't bought a liquid from somebody in a couple of years, that it might be very different. So I don't know if these are going to be good. But then also there's Atomic Peanut Puff, which is basically peanut butter crunch. Hey, you guys pick. You guys pick what you want. Right now, Apple Jacks is winning. It's up to you, though. It's up to you. And if you don't vote, well, you don't get to vote. So, yeah. There you go. Remember when you were not happy about not being first? Yeah, Ninjinzu was first for many streams. Mini streams. He was also in All in the Family. Yes, absolutely, as Meathead. And the thing is All in the Family was on the air when I was very little. But my parents loved it. They loved that show. And I think it's because it was kind of a mirror to all of the like all of the there was like a tumultuous time in America in the late 70s and early 80s. People were, I don't know. And again, a lot of what I remember is clips that I've seen, you know, like over the years. I don't actually remember sitting down and watching the show, but it's one of those things where it was definitely an iconic show of that time and mirroring the real life sort of, I guess, evolution of society, you know, the old guard versus the new guard and stuff like that. But yeah, his personality in Wolf of Wall Street was hilarious. Yeah, I need to watch that again. I've only seen it the one time, and I was actually given a digital code by good old Grindhead Jim, and I still haven't watched it again. But yeah, Mike's Film Fix. Hey, what's going on? What up with you? I hope you're doing okay. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Any FYE stores left over in Texas? Mine turned into a card game shop. I think there's one in, I can't remember, but I think the last one that I remember was in the Grapevine Mills Mall, which is a huge mall. Not as big as the one that I went to in Jersey with the freaking mountain in it. But yeah, it's a huge mall, but I haven't been to that mall in years. Like actually been inside the mall. Like I've gone to the movie theater there because sometimes it's the closest theater that has an AMC Dolby Cinema. So I do go there from time to time. But it's not inside the mall. It's kind of a separate building. So I don't typically go inside the mall. But I think there was one there. I don't know if there still is. I'll bring one when I come for Christmas. You don't have to. You don't have to, Wood. You can save it and give it to somebody that deserves it. And I'll buy one. So whatever you want to do. The funniest review he ever did, it probably was. I mean, he ripped into that movie. Like, so hard. And we're talking about Roger Ebert ripping into The North movie with Elijah Wood. I never saw the movie, and it was because of his review that I was like, okay, well, I guess I don't need to see that one. But yeah. Since I'm eating a ginger snap cookie, have you ever had a vape of the same flavor? Ginger snap. I don't think that I ever have. I don't think so. That would be an interesting one, though. You know what I want? I want a Biscoff vape. Because, man, I have to be very, very careful when I buy a package of Biscoff because I will just eat the whole damn thing. They are so tasty. And they kind of have a sort of a ginger snap. It's kind of almost like ginger snap adjacent. I feel like there's some ginger in there, but I could be wrong. All I know is I love ginger snap. Gingerbread, man, I love it all. And I mean, all of ginger stuff. I like that stuff. Anyway. Remember when you hit the kangaroo at the thrift store? I don't know. Wood, do you remember? I don't even know if you're still here. You might have just said, hey, I came in, I made my appearance, now I'm gone. But I don't remember this. I don't remember this. He says it's a classic. I don't know. Do those pickups compare to my A Better Tomorrow trilogy? Well, I mean, I don't know, Ricky. I mean, it's one of those things where, I mean, that's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool that you got that. That's from Ricky over on the Discord. He posted that. Pretty cool, I gotta say. Come on. Look at that. Very nice. Very, very nice. The thing is I have all these as part of that. It was some collection that included those, and then it included Hard Boiled and The Killer and like a bunch of movies. The Chinese Ghost Stories, which I've never seen. I bought that digitally. So I'm like, I don't honestly like the Better Tomorrow movies that much. So, but hey, I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you got it. And I don't know. I mean, that'll be up to you whether or not it's worthy. I don't know. Yo, ginger snaps are good cookies. They are good cookies, but I've never had one. I mean, I've never had a vape in that. I mean, of course I've had them. My vote is for eggs and bacon. Can you imagine that? I've always said it would be funny if there were more like regular food e-liquids, but the problem is, I mean, it's all under scrutiny now. Like back like I would say 10 years ago, about 10 years ago, it was the Wild West when it came to e-liquids, and you could get all kinds of crazy stuff, and it just wasn't, there wasn't a whole lot of attention on it yet because it wasn't disrupting the businesses of the world yet. You know, it was still growing. I started vaping in 2013, and it slowly just kind of became this thing where it was like all of a sudden all the cigarette companies are like, hey, what's this vaping thing? Because it's really cutting into our profits. And then, of course, the, Big Pharma was paying attention to it because nobody was buying, Chantix and Nicorette gum anymore. They were vaping. So yeah, it really disrupted a lot of areas of lots of profit. And that's when things started getting really tightened up. But back then it was really fun because you could get all kinds of different flavors, and it was just all over the place. I remember that there was I want to say it was I think it was supposed to be, it was a ravioli flavor. And I remember watching a live stream where these guys tried the ravioli flavor live on stream, and they were like gagging because it was just like, this is so bad. And it probably, in my opinion, it probably would taste like it's kind of the flavoring that's on like pizza goldfish. You know what I'm talking about? I don't even know if they make those anymore. But I remember as a kid, a lot of us really liked those. But for some reason, like basically inhaling that would be nasty. So it's like I was like, why isn't there like a, Kung Pao chicken? Here's my Kung Pao chicken flavor, and here's my, lima beans, or or turkey dinner. You know what I mean? Like a turkey with cranberry and gravy. Oh, it would just be like, it would be wrong. It would just taste wrong. But there was a part of me that, because like a lot of us, or a lot of the things about when you quit smoking is that for whatever reason, you get like really hungry. And right around the time that I'd quit is when I went through all my stuff. So I didn't really have that, but I've seen a lot of people, that go from when they stop smoking and they start vaping, they start eating like crazy and they gain weight. And I was thinking, well, why not curb that with a food, like a peanut butter? But see, here's the weird thing is that like I've had peanut butter and jelly flavors and they're awesome. But it's something about having like super savory type stuff in a vape. It's just gross. It's just nasty. Eggs and bacon, an egg flavor. I've actually had one that kind of had, it was supposed to be an eggy custard. And the problem is there was a little too much of like it wasn't like a nasty egg, but it was just there. And it's kind of like have you ever had, what's that? The mayonnaise that everybody was going nuts over. I actually have some in there. It's probably bad by now because I stopped using it. And it's not because it's bad. It's just too eggy. And I can't remember what's the name of that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's like that where it's like it's there. It's not the focus, but it's definitely there. And it just tasted really off. And it was kind of weird to have an eggy flavor in your custard, even though that's what custard is. But it was just like a little heavy on the egg there, Killed a ginger snap box last night. I have been I've told you before, we get those what is it called? Universal Yums, where it's like, it's kind of a snack box, but it's from every month it's a different country. So like the one that we just got, or the one that we just did, was Scandinavia. And there's some really weird stuff in there. Like there's a licorice caramel. It's gross. But then there's like some really, really good stuff too. Like there's these truffles that, it's your basic truffle, but on the inside, it's like a cookies and cream. Man, it's freaking awesome. It's like, man, I'm glad that we can't get these here in America because damn, I would be eating like all of them. And I don't know if anybody else does this, but like around the holidays, I just start eating sweets like all the time. And it's like now it's like on the way home the other night, we were driving back from Granbury. And it was like, I kind of want a shake. So we stopped at Chick-fil-A and I got me a strawberry shake. I got to say, it's fine at Chick-fil-A, but at Whataburger, damn, those shakes are badass. Okay. Pardon my French, but wow, they're good. They're so good at Whataburger. So just saying. But anyway, take a cookie bite, then ice cream bite. I mean, that's the way to do it. Okay. Wow. Holy crap. All in the Family not show that Wait, All in the Family is not a show that modern audiences would like because they wouldn't be patient with Archie's character arc. Such a good show. But see, that's the beautiful thing about that show at that time is that it you're absolutely right, because he was, he was part of that sort of the older generation. And of course, Rob Reiner's character, Meathead, was part of the newer generation, more progressive thinking and all that kind of stuff. And you're right. You don't have challenging, you just don't have that today. It's so much more, I don't know. It's just not subtle at all. And the messaging, it's kind of like, I think I told you guys that I've been doing this thing with the BBC Maestro thing. Hashtag not sponsored. But I'm doing that. One of the authors that I'm watching, I can't remember her name right now, but one of the things that she says is, if you want to have a message in your writing, that's fine, but you have to do it in a way that doesn't feel like it's preaching. So basically, if you're summarizing your like if you were doing a movie pitch for your book, for your story, and your movie pitch is the message, then you've already lost, because that's not a plot point, and that's not the message isn't the most important thing. The most important thing is telling a good story. Now, if there's a message that you can glean from reading the story, then that's one thing. But you can't just say, I'm setting out to impart my wisdom upon my readership. That's not the way to do it. And I thought that was very interesting, because that's exactly what a lot of movies and TV shows try to do today. Their message is the thing, and the storytelling takes a back seat to the message. And that's not the way that you tell a good story. The way that you tell a good story is by, creating an interesting way that things progress, and you got characters that you actually can identify with and enjoy. And the message reveals itself over time. Now, that's much harder to do. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. And I think that that's exactly why a show like All in the Family would just not work today. It'd be too much. Biscoff cookie butter. See, I've never tried that. And it's not because I'm actually a little scared of it, because I'm afraid that I'd like it too much. Does that make sense? Like, I try to stay away from things that I know I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to put that on everything, I don't know. What is dicks off? Not sure what that means. We pulled up the video a month ago. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I don't know if anyone even likes or knows about those movies from Chow Yun Fat. Well, I'm sure that if you're a movie guy, if you're a movie person, I should say, because and there's movie girls too. There's just fewer. It seems like there's fewer of them. I don't know. I'd actually be curious to hear from, like, movie nerds that are women. Like, I'd like to hear that. I'd like to hear if you guys are out there, I'm just curious, because, look, it's mostly a sausage fest in here. It's just, that's the way it is, and that's fine, but just curious. But no, yeah, Chow Yun Fat, man, Hard Boiled and The Killer. And of course, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is I think how a lot of, like, most Americans, like casual Americans, that's probably the first time they'd ever seen anything from him. And he's awesome. He's got so much charisma, and he was just as big as Arnold, Schwarzenegger in his own country. What was I gonna? Got to turn off the heat. Can you believe? Listen to this, okay? I'm just gonna read you. So today's high was 63. Tomorrow's is 66, and each day, right? 66, 66, 63, 77 on Saturday, 71, 69, 73, 75, 75, 75. So the 24th, 25th, and 26th here in Dallas, Fort Worth, it's going to be in the mid 70s. It's really hard to get in the Christmas spirit when you're wearing shorts. You know, it's just odd. So I don't know. I wanted them, but I missed out. Yeah, Stop Folks. That was a really good deal. That was a really good deal. I can't remember. I think I want to say it was between like 12, 15, 20 bucks for like 10 movies. And it was like, this is a no-brainer. And that's, I want to mention this. This is something that is, well, this is just important. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that. Blu-ray. There you go. Over on Blu-ray.com, I've talked about this website so many times. But right now they're running, dude, it seems like every day they're running a different, get out of here with your ads. They're running great deals. But look at this, The Walking Dead, the complete series for $12.99. And then down here you've got Blacklist, the complete series for $9.99. Like if you're into those shows, that is an insane price. And then of course, right here you've got 5 scary movies from Paramount for $10. Just 3 over. Star Trek, 10 movie collection. Now that's the original Star Trek, the first 6 Star Trek like original series, and then the Next Generation movies. So 10 movies for $20. That's crazy. Then you got 4 movies for $10. They're running all kinds of deals right now. 6 of the first 6 Mission Impossible movies for $20. The 4 Indiana Jones films, you know, not the Dial of Destiny, but the 4 for $20. I mean, the Dark Knight trilogy for $20. The Guardians movies for $20. 5 Jack Black movies for $15. I mean, that's just they're running some crazy deals like in the last 2 weeks. It's gotten like more and more and more. There's just so many. So, if you're interested and you're in the market, because look, I love my physical media. You know I do. You know I do. But there are certain movies that don't fit the, man, I want to have that on my shelf. But they're good movies. A lot of those I will buy digitally. So, there you go. And sometimes I'll buy the digital cuz it's cheap and then love it so much that I end up buying the physical anyway. But that's a thing. Been watching a lot of your physical media shorts. Really enjoy your stuff, man. Question, do you own any second sight releases? Oh, Mike. Oh, yes, I do. I own many. I say many. Like up there on the shelf, there are shorts for these, by the way. But I have, just that I can see, there's Drive. There's the Blair Witch Project, the recent Blair Witch Project. I have The Nice Guys sitting over there. I have I can't see. What the hell is that one? Hold on a second. What is that? Oh. I was like, what is that? There's a pink one down there. It's like, what's that pink one? That's Clerks 3 in 4K. I got the steelbook on that. But yeah, I do own a few. I would say that Second Sight. Oh, I also have A Bittersweet Life, which I gotta be honest with you. I didn't love, but it's one of those where I'm like, okay, I spent the money on it. I'm glad that I've watched it. I don't know if I'll ever watch that movie again, but it's kind of like, I don't know. That just happens to me sometimes because I'll get some money or whatever. And I'm like, I want to buy something. Okay, I'll buy that. And that's what happened with The Bittersweet Life. I ended up buying it and was like, because it was a cool box and everything. And Second Sight, I mean, I think Second Sight is probably my favorite manufacturer because I love their editions. But here's the thing. I also don't know if they're always needed. Like, it's one of the things that I wanted to do a video on, and I ended up not doing a video on that last week. But it's basically how physical media these days, the studios themselves are doing this thing where they try to make things like their new releases of like older movies. They'll try to make them super limited and make them into steelbooks so that they can charge $40 for it or something like that. That's a habit that is turning off a lot of people. A lot of people are like, I don't need a steelbook for this movie. I just want the movie in 4K on disc. And so they'll wait for a standard like release. It's one of the things that I don't love that practice by the studios. Now, the thing about somebody like Arrow, what I love about Arrow is they will do the big, bad, crazy special edition that is 40, 50, 60 bucks. But then they'll also, at the same time, they will release a standard version that's a lot cheaper. The problem with the way that they do it is that sometimes they stagger those releases, and that's I'm not a huge fan of that. Like, for example, a great example of this is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, or basically the Dollars trilogy. They released those, they staggered those releases. And especially when you're like me and you end up buying a lot of physical media stuff, the shipping goes nuts.
That's fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Damn it, my stupid things. I heard that. That's a member thing. Infused Arrow, welcome. Oh, dang it. I got to log in. Authorize. Infused Arrow, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the membership. I can't even pull it up. But thank you so much. I don't know what I did to deserve that unless that's who I think it is. Is that actually Arrow? It is. Well, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Hey. I was actually going to reach out to you the last couple of days. I was like I need to reach out, and I still haven't done that, or Derek. I haven't reached out to either one of you because I keep forgetting. But yeah, it's good to see you, man, and thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, the Dollars trilogy. So the thing that sucked about that is that you staggered the releases, which meant if you wanted all of them, you had to pay the shipping costs on each one of those, right? Which can get kind of expensive pretty quick. But then on top of that, they sold out like in no time. And they only usually do one run of those releases. Now, what's weird is they did the same thing with True Romance back in the day when True Romance came out. And I thought, okay, well, I missed out on True Romance, so I'll just buy this standard down the line somewhere. And then they came back in stock, and it was like, wait a minute, what? So they did another run of True Romance. I have it in my head that they might do that with the Dollars trilogy, but I bought the standard of those, so I'm not buying them again. But I did get the standard 4Ks of those, which are still going to be great because this has all the content on the discs is exactly what's on the content of the limited edition. But you don't get the book, you don't get the poster and all the other stuff. Honestly, in most cases, this is all I need. This is all I want. I don't care about, because honestly, and this is the same with the special editions on video games, or limited editions with video games. It's exactly the same thing. I'll end up buying it, and then everything will sit on the shelf. But then I'll play the game, and then when you get tired of the game or you stop playing the game, now you're stuck with this big, huge thing that you'll probably never look through again. Like I have two of them. I have, I want to say it's a StarCraft edition and a Diablo edition. Diablo 3, I think. But I have both of those limited edition things. I don't even play those games anymore. And yet I have these huge freaking boxes on my shelf that I got to do something with. And it's just silly, man. So in a weird way, I'm not a big, I don't need a steelbook, number one, because steelbooks get dented and damaged and all that kind of stuff, scratched. My Kingdom of Heaven, no, it's my Master and Commander got scratched because I had it in my bag and it's something in my bag scratched it. And I'm like, I look at it and I go, oh, well, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't actually matter. So I don't know. It's a weird thing. But thank you for the question, and that is way beyond what you asked. You just said, do you own any? I should have just said yes, and we could have moved on. But no. I kept going, because that's what I do, I guess. Anyway. Bulletproof Monk was the best. Come on. I mean, was it? I actually own Bulletproof Monk. You can actually see it. It's right here. It's right there. Bulletproof Monk on DVD. I have it. But it's not a great. I mean, it's not a great movie. Come on. It's not a great movie. But I like Chow Yun-Fat a lot. A breakfast vape? Biscuits and gravy. Ugh. Well, cereal's one thing. It's sweet. You know? And that's kind of, it's like anything that's sweet kind of works. But there's a lot of sweet ones that I don't like. Like there was one that tasted like, it was pear. I love pear, right? The pear flavor just sounds like that would be great. Like I remember like the juicy pear Jelly Bellies. I was like, hell yeah, you know? And so I was thinking a pear vape would be great. What it tasted like was the skin of the pear, which is really kind of odd because it definitely tastes different than the I guess the flesh of the pear, which kind of sounds weird. I don't know. It just sounds weird to me. But anyway, that's what this vape tasted like. And it was like, it didn't taste good. It was kind of like, ooh, it's pear. But then it got weird. So anyway. And hello, Samuel. Good to see you. Good to see you in here. A Willy Wonka 5-course meal vape. No. Wow, I'm so far behind. I am so far behind everyone. Hello. Hello, I'm the guy that I talk too much. And I get way behind in the chat. I miss 0% nicotine. I can't find it anymore. Adam, here's the funny thing. You still can. There are places that still make it. You just have to find them. And if you, are you in my Discord? If not, you should be. And you can ask me in the there's a a Vape Nation channel. And if you ask me there, I'll tell you where you can get it. Where you can get some 0% of some good stuff too. Like good stuff. But I can't say that on YouTube because they'll demonetize me and strike my channel down. So I won't do that. By the way, I wanted to show you this. So this is what the liquid that you choose is going in there. You see that? It's kind of, these are brand new coils. And look, the nichrome, when you heat it up, it turns that really pretty blue, almost said flavor, that blue color, bluey, purpley. It's very cool. So this is a fresh coil, fresh wick. I mean, we're ready to go. So, and it looks like Applejack's is going to win. I mean, we got 18 votes. 18 votes in. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is hot on its heels with 39% of the vote. But Peanut Butter Crunch is in last place. And Peanut Butter Crunch is the only one that I've never tried. I'm actually kind of glad that it's not winning because I think I have 1 or 2 peanut butter flavors going on right now anyway. So I'm kind of like, I'm wanting something different. Applejack's is perfect. But hey, you pick what you want. You pick what you want to win. And now Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Applejack's are tied. So we'll see what happens. What's up, KP Senti? Good to see you. You've been here, but you were cooking. Hellman's Miracle Whip. No, it's a I want to say it's a Japanese mayonnaise. And it, like I said, it's very eggy. Pizza Goldfish are still around. They still taste pretty good. Now, yeah, but just can you imagine inhaling it's basically you'd be like inhaling the dust. It's just, I don't think it would be good. A good song can have really bad arrangement and production, but it's still good because the composition is good. I'm not sure what that's in relation to. Probably because you typed it in 30 minutes ago. Because you're on order 42, where I take forever to explain anything. Anyway. Hard Boiled is so good. Yeah, it is good. And I really like City on Fire, I don't think I've ever seen. So that was part of that. That was part of that thing. Hard Boiled, I think I own Hard Boiled. Or maybe I don't. I don't think I own Hard Boiled, but I own The Killer on Blu-ray. Yeah. I own The Killer, but I don't own Hard Boiled. But yeah. And Better Tomorrow was one that I hadn't seen before until, somewhat recently. And it was okay. It's all right. Stupid Texas weather. I know. Rufus the Red, welcome. Good to see you, sir. Welcome. I want the CKY trilogy. I only have disc 2. I don't even know what CKY is. I need to watch Chow Yun-Fat's U.S. movie run in late 90s, early 2000s. The Replacement Killers, The Corruptor, Anna and the King, Bulletproof Monk, and Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. I've seen all of those except for The Corruptor. Which one is that? The Corruptor. I had, at the time, my friends were big into Chow Yun-Fat. So that's The Corruptor. 99, James Foley. And maybe it's because it has Mark Wahlberg in it, and I can't stand Mark Wahlberg. That's probably not true. At the time, I don't think I did that. How did you get to what page? Oh, how did you get? If you're talking about the Blu-ray thing, it's actually in every single. It's in my comments or in my description of every video. But I can tell you, here is the link to Blu-ray.com digital deals. I'm telling you, I go to it all the time. Like seriously, like usually the new releases come out on Tuesdays, and usually on Tuesdays is when they'll do one set of deals. So it'll be, just whatever will come out, or they'll say, hey, we're going to do a special because this movie is releasing digitally today. We'll take that actor and any of that actor's movies we'll put on sale. And usually that's a studio thing. So like, when there's a new Tom Cruise movie that comes out, for example, a bunch of his movies will go on sale on that day. And then they'll go up in price like the week later. And then Fridays is actually also the day where they'll put a lot of stuff on sale. So typically I go Tuesday and Friday. But since I follow Wario 64, I don't know why that's hard to say. Wario. Anyway, since I follow him, he usually highlights a deal of the day. And today the deal of the day was Blacklist. And then but also The Walking Dead for $12.99, the whole series. That's pretty good. That's pretty dang good. And then there was something else the other day that I was kind of like, oh, maybe, but then I didn't. Anyway, CKY as in Bam and his friends. Oh, yeah, I've never seen those. I only have disc 2 as well. Oh, CKY trilogy is really garbage looking. That old digital didn't hold up. Your pants don't hold up. Because y'all are talking about the CKY thing, and I know nothing about that. Brandon is still making movies. Strange seeing Dave as an old man after seeing Captain Undies. Yeah, Arrow, you're probably already you probably already checked out because you're like, I don't care about movies. You just came in to support, and I appreciate that. But yeah, yeah. I hope you're doing great. I hope you're doing great. But yeah, the Discord channel. There you go. There you go. You really don't need to see Haggard or Minnie. I don't know what's going on. And Jody B, what's going on? Good to see you. I'm just now getting caught up, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry because I talk a lot. I do talk a lot. One day Rob will like inclusions with physical media, but it's a bummer. It's labeled as a special and marked up. Would be better if the fancy version is the regular edition. Well, see, sometimes they do that. But they're usually, again, there's a premium for that, you know? And a lot of times what the studios do is that they don't print enough. Like when Chinatown came out, Chinatown in 4K, but it also included The Two Jakes, which is the sequel that Jack Nicholson did years later, but he directed it. They included the Blu-ray of The Two Jakes along with the 4K of Chinatown. That edition sold out so fast that I couldn't get it. But then they did a reprint months later, but people were selling them for crazy prices on eBay. And if you go look at the Dollars Trilogy, in fact, let's do that. Let's just see. Let's see what those are going for now. Let's see. Beep. Dollars Trilogy 4K. Not these. See, this top one that's $39.99, those are the Kino Lorber older editions. These are the ones we're talking about. Right here. $375, $320. Wow. That's a lot, man. That's a lot for 3 movies. Considering I bought these for about 30, I think they were 32 a piece. And those I think were 40 a piece when they came out. So $120 now were 3 times that price about. Because they're sold out. And those are the Kino Lorber. Okay, these are the ones that I have. But they have them for $149. The standards. I'm looking at the very top one. Kino Lorber. There's another one. $389, $370, $95. Those are the Kino Lorber ones that you can get. I mean, there's an easier to get. $420. Here's just that one for $120. So 3 times the price, basically. That's a lot. And I'm sorry, but dude, I showed the picture because Billy has those. Billy has those editions. And when you have them on the shelf, they make an image. And it's a neat looking, and it's very, very well put together. Dude, come on. It's freaking Arrow. They do an amazing job. But Second Sight's the same way. But a lot of times they will release a standard edition along with limited. So if you're like, man, I really like that movie and I want it in 4K, but I don't need all the extra swag, the book and all that stuff, you don't need that. Or maybe you don't need that for that movie. Well, you can get the standard edition. And The Witch. I do have The Witch on Second Sight, but I only have the standard edition because I wasn't collecting when the limited edition came out. And the limited edition sold out years and years ago. So if you want to find that, it's so expensive. So yeah. Things have been busy since the holidays. Arrow, they have. They really have. But yeah, it's been crazy, actually. And it's been a lot of stuff, on my side of the family, you know what I mean? The family, you know what I mean? Like, my wife, my family, all that kind of stuff, doing stuff with them. And then, things are going to get crazy around Christmas time. I'll tell you that. KP Senti, one day, Rob will like inclusions with, I already said that. Yeah. If you buy that big edition of the Dollars Trilogy, I'll buy your standard ones if you care. Well, Style Folks, I'll keep that in mind, but even if they come back into stock, I just don't think I need them. I mean, I love those movies. That's why I wanted this. That's why I went ahead and bought the standards. But I just don't know if I need them. I've opened them up at Billy's and looked through them. They're cool. They're definitely cool. They're a lot like all the other great Arrow and Second Sight editions. They're awesome. But I just don't think I need it. So, yeah. Be right back. Hold off on showing the movies. On what movies? I didn't show off any movies. Oh. The new movies. Yeah, I haven't done that yet. I have a soft spot for Bulletproof Monk. I love that movie. I mean, hey, I get it. But yeah, like I don't remember seeing it again. Like I own it, and I think we own it because it was part of a Blockbuster deal, like 4 for $20 or something like that. I don't think I ever watched it again. Terra Lacura is awesome. I'll bet it is. That sounds good, actually. But imagine if Marty Supreme and Dune Part 3 come with a 1 out of 3 photo card set of Marty Mauser and Paul Atreides. I'll put it to you this way. I do have a soft spot for Timothée Chalamet. Okay? I do really love him as an actor. I don't need pictures of him. I mean, I have my Dune movies, and do I own any other movies from him? I don't think I do. I actually want to pick up Wonka because I think he was great in that, and I really enjoyed the movie. Like the movie actually made me tear up. It was a very affecting movie to me. But yeah, I don't know. What coils did you get this time? I like them. They're the same coils that I always buy. The Watofo staples. Frame staples. It's the same. I still have like 50 of those. Like I buy a lot. Kewpie. That's it. Kewpie's the one. They make them slightly different from the American stores in the Japanese version. I have the Japanese version. And it is eggy. For sure. Yeah, Kewpie mayo is the Japanese mayo that's common. Comes in a squeeze bottle. Yes. The ones in a flexible squeeze bottle in a bag taste more eggy. Yeah, I don't need that much eggy flavor in my mayo. I don't like it. I mean, it's fine. But like in a cooking situation, sure. But I don't honestly cook with mayo that much, so yeah. You need to get the Japanese Kewpie. The ingredients are different in the USA and also in Europe. They add sugar and crap. I don't know which one I have. All I know is that one was too eggy. So, there you go. What's going on, Leon? Welcome. Good to see you. I hate seeing listings on eBay labeled out of print. Well, that's what happens though. It's like people buy, and it's kind of like, it's the same reason why like I hate scalpers when it comes to video games stuff. I mean, I think we all do. I don't think anybody likes that. I hate scalpers when it comes to tickets to anything. I hate, but that's just part of the deal right now. That's just what happens, and it's dumb. It's dumb. By the way, Leon, I know that I haven't mentioned I'll just say the shipment that I got from you. I haven't mentioned it much, if at all. But that's because it basically just remains where it is. Because I'm waiting until we all get together and then we can dig into it. And the reason is, I know what would happen if I really dug into it. It would all be gone. So I'm trying to just not even, if it's in here and the box is sealed, I don't look at it. I don't look at it, and I don't know. So basically, it's going over there. And when it goes over there, that's when we'll dig into it. That'll probably, hopefully, maybe be this weekend. But we'll see. Go to the sold listings. What are they selling for? Oh. I didn't do that. Did I? Let's see. Dollars. Let me do it. We'll do it again. We'll do it again and we'll see. Okay. Where's the sold? Sold items. 345. 265 plus 47.62, so about $300, about $350, 375, 345, 335. That's just a bunch of stuff there. A bunch of, actually, that's actually kind of a cool listing. Can I look at the pictures, please? Can I just look at the pictures? I don't know about Joe Kidd, but that's actually kind of cool that you get all of those movies in 4K. That's pretty cool for $400. I don't know if I still wouldn't have paid that, but anyway. Yeah, 340, 271. I mean, and look, I mean, they're going for money. They're going for the money, and that's too much. I have the original soundtrack for The Good and the Bad and the Ugly movie. Is the movie good? Well, yeah, but I don't know if it's your kind of movie. Because if you think that The Terminator is too long, I don't know. I mean, look, I love these movies. And I mean, ask Ricky. I mean, we love these movies. But they may or may not be for you. My wife, yeah. I'm sorry I'm so far behind. I'm getting there. Matt G, any new Game Chaser or Toy Chaser episodes coming? My guess, anything future would happen over on Jay's channel. And that's all I'll say about that. So there you go. Welcome back, Shazama. A single track disc of Timothy's Alter Ego. Who had better movie High Club? You asked some great questions. Who had better movies, Matt Damon or Mark Wahlberg? Well, that's easy. I'm a Matt Damon fan. I'm not a Mark Wahlberg fan. So there you go. But absolutely, Stop Alex. Yeah, that's other people's decisions. That's not mine. But that's what would happen. I actually prefer the USA version. But I'm not sure what he's responding to. Oh, Cupie. Matt Damon for sure has way better movies than Marky Mark ever did. That sealed box is going to start shaking and moving if you leave it sitting for too long. No. Who was buying it at those stupid ass prices? I mean, look, people love those movies. And for a while there, I was sitting there going, do I go ahead and do it? I almost bought it for like $300. And then I was just like, I know. I either don't need them or hopefully they'll release a standard edition. And they did. They put the standard editions out for pre-order. I pre-ordered them. So I got them all at the same time. And I haven't even touched them yet. I haven't gotten them yet because I'm still working through my movie list. But yeah, I didn't know they had those. I don't know about Joe Kidd. That one didn't look like it was 4K. That might have been Blu-ray only, but that's still pretty cool. Pretty cool listing. I want to watch them so I can interact with Order 42 show better. Well, then you better get moving. Now you can, I don't know if those are available to stream anywhere. I guess we could look. Let's see. Fistful of Dollars. It is, oh, look at there. It's available to stream in a lot of different places. Of course, I don't know if all of those are, I just don't know. But that's where it's available to stream for a fistful of dollars, which is the first one. And then for a few dollars more is the next one. Oops. And looks like the same places. And then the third one, good, the bad. Oops. Oh, there it is. Even though I typed bad. Yeah. So you can pretty much find them everywhere. But if you can, I mean, might be better to rent it. But here's the thing. I own the digital copies of these movies, okay? I bought them a long time ago. And the only one that's in 4K is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. But pulling up, I was over at Billy's. It was actually the night before the whole thing went down. But we're watching Fistful of Dollars. We've got the 4K up on the screen, you know, from the 4K disc, from the limited era release. And I've got I had my iPad with me. And I have my digital copy playing. The color difference is ridiculous. So, in my opinion, the Arrow release is the way to watch those movies. They look so freaking good. The digital copy of the movie still has the old, like the Kino Lorber 4K is probably the same source as the digital copies that are on iTunes and even on streaming. So they don't look as good as the Arrow release. So it's one of those things, you know, it's like, but then again, a lot of people, they may not even care. They may not even care about that difference. It's kind of like if you've ever bought a TV before or a monitor, you can look at all the different specs and all that stuff. But once you get it home and you start using it, you're not thinking about, oh, well, that one has, I mean, unless you're playing a specific game or something that requires a spec that your monitor doesn't have, there's not going to be a whole lot of, oh, well, this one's got so much more black level or whatever. You're not going to notice. It's going to be such a bigger, in most cases, that when you buy a monitor, it's to replace a monitor that went bad. And then you buy the new whatever monitor that, you know, that you can get for whatever price. Usually the newer monitor is going to look way better no matter which one you end up getting. Does that make sense? That may not be the perfect example, but for me, that's how it is for most movies. A lot of people, if they get a good 4K player, okay, a good 4K player that will upsample and all that stuff, and you've got a 4K display and all that stuff, you could probably put in the DVD. And most people will be just fine watching the DVD upsampled to 4K than putting in the 4K. I can almost guarantee you that, like, I'll put it to you this way. A lot of people, I've shown a DVD that's on my setup and they go, this looks great. It looks really great. Because once you get into the story and the story takes over and you get pulled into the story, the visuals don't matter as much. Now, because I pay attention to lighting and, you know, all the movie making things, right? Since I pay attention to that, I want the absolute best version that I can get. The clearest version, the whatever, right? And I love a great example of Aliens. Aliens on Blu-ray still looks great on my 4K setup in there. But then when I got the 4K, it's like a brand new movie. A lot of people don't like the fact that a lot of the color timing for that movie in 4K is different than what they remember when they watched it back in the day, or it's different than what's on the Blu-ray. And they don't like that. They don't like the upsampling and all that kind of stuff. Billy was one that said that he says, I've done enough upsampling to know what to look for, and I can see those changes. And I'm like, I was fine with it. I got pulled into the movie again, like into the story. I didn't care. And I prefer the 4K. But if I ever want to go back, I've got the Blu-ray sitting over there on the shelf too. So it's just one of those things. So we were talking about shorts earlier, right? I don't remember doing a short on the Alien quadrilogy, but it's over there on the shelf. So that means I must have done it, right? I don't remember doing it. I'm going to see. Let's see. Oh, there it is. I did. The definitive Alien set on Blu-ray. I did it on October 12th. I put it on the shelf. Okay, never mind then. I did it. So y'all just calm down, okay? Do you still do those movie watching together things? KP Senti, we haven't done it since the break that happened in August, October, or I'm sorry, August or September. It's just things have been too crazy, and we just haven't done it. But yes, eventually it will happen again. It will happen again. Maybe if you start again, I'll join. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, we'll see. That's why VHS prevailed over Betamax. People didn't care that Beta looked better. They just wanted it cheaper. And Adam, that is exactly why DVD continues to sell more than 4K. Because people look at the DVD and they go, it's fine. But for a movie nerd, you know, I got to have the best looking possible whatever. The only, I will say, where I have kind of cheaped out when it comes to the movie viewing experience at home, it's the audio. Because no, I don't have a 64 speaker Dolby Atmos system. I don't. I have basically a 5.1 system, but I have Atmos. I have an Atmos receiver. So it's basically putting Atmos information into a 5.1 system. Is it the best it could be? No. And I wish it could be better because I'm a movie nerd and I love sound. But I can just tell you that the system that I have is really, really great for watching movies. And yeah, the next time that I upgrade, it'll be because everything blew up in there, or it'll be when we get a new house. And I don't know if and when that'll happen. So there you go. But it's one of those things that I think the masses just don't care. You know, that a lot of them never moved on from Blu-ray or from DVD. DVD was just fine for them. There have been times when I put in a DVD and I go, this looks pretty good. And once you get into the movie, it just doesn't matter anymore. Welcome, Filbert. I see you there with my face. It's good to see you. But DVHS just looks leagues better than VHS. Too bad it was so much more expensive than DVD and Blu-ray took over. Yes. Well, yeah. And 4K it really, if you have a 4K HDR TV, you have an actual 4K Blu-ray player, not a PS5 or an Xbox. Because guess what? Those don't output Dolby Vision or HDR10. They may actually do HDR10, but you're not getting the best quality because both Microsoft and Sony didn't want to pay the money, the licensing fees for Dolby Vision. So neither one of them have Dolby Vision. You have to have, if you want the best of the best, you have to have a Dolby Vision quality TV and a Dolby Vision quality Blu-ray player, 4K Blu-ray player to get the best out of it. Now, I have that, but I had this. This is a Sony 4K player that outputs in Dolby Vision. It's dusty as hell because it's just sitting here. There's an eyelash or something on it. But guess what? This one, because it was only 130, 150, however much it was, it has problems with dual layer discs. So a lot of these Aero releases, if you try to put one in, it'll hang up at the point where it switches layers. For an example, I have the Dune, it's down there, but I have the Aero release of Dune, the original Dune, 1984, David Lynch, right? I have it down there. It would hang up at the same spot every single time because it couldn't handle the layer switch. So I had to, well, I didn't know it at the time. I thought, man, Aero, get your shit together. You know what I mean? Like I thought it was Aero's fault. Like they effed up my disc, but no, it was the player. Because when I upgraded from that to the Panasonic UB820, it plays right through it. and there's no problem. And there's the added benefit that, it'll also play other regions for Blu-ray, which is kind of neat. But anyway, that's the thing. So it's kind of like there's a barrier to entry into true 4K that is higher than a lot of people want to spend on entertainment. That's just the truth. They go to Walmart and they pick up a TV for $500 and they go, wow, look at that. It's 77 inches. It's huge. That's awesome. Or 75 inches or 85 inches or whatever. There's crazy deals going on all the time for really super cheap TVs, but they're not Dolby Vision capable. They're not HDR10 plus capable. And then they hook up their PS5, they put in their 4K disc and they go, there you go. But it's not actually putting out the full quality. So they're still not getting the full quality. And that's just one of those things. Fallout happening right now. Oh, I know it is. I can tell interlacing being done incorrectly easily. Yeah. See, okay. So KP Senti, if you were to do this, if you were to go into this and say, I'm going to do it, those are the things that you would have to look for. A Dolby Vision capable TV, which is more expensive than, your run of the mill. Now you can get it like a used one or something like that. And every now and then they will do a sale on, like, say, last year's model of the Dolby Vision for Samsung and LG and all that. One of the things the reason that I bought my LG TV is because every input, this is a weird thing, but every input does 4K 120. Sony's, only one of their inputs is 4K 120. The other ones are like 4K 60, and then some of them aren't even 4K 60. Now, these might be older TVs that I was looking at, but at the time, there was only one input that would do the full capability of, say, the PS5. But then also, on top of that, there were some that didn't have... I didn't like the way that they did that. So that's why I bought an LG TV. But LG... all of their smart TV stuff, I don't know if you saw that. It was something that we talked about in the Discord. A lot of these smart TVs are basically, the reason that they're cheaper now is because they're selling your personal information. They're selling your watch habits, your what you're watching. They'll take a screenshot of your TV and then send it and sell that information to a advertiser. So that's a thing. Anyway, there's probably every single camera is picking up something, I don't know. Can you share some memories of you and Billy and Jay working at Blockbuster? Tom419, welcome. God, there's so many. There's so many memories. One of the ones, and I don't know, because we did that Blockbuster video over on the Game Chasers, and that was actually when we recorded that was the day before I quit my job to work on the movie, which is kind of interesting. I've got my shaved head at the time. Honestly, we told a lot of those stories on that video, but I remember one of them. I think I know I probably told this story, but I don't know if it made it in the video because I haven't seen that video in years. But one of the ones was that the closing duties were always something that we all kind of worked on together. And so my goal, as soon as we closed at midnight, and if I was running everything, because sometimes like Jay would, because me and Jay were both assistant managers. Billy was just a cashier. I can't remember what the terms were, but anyway, or like what the titles were. But me and Jay were both managers, and so depending on who was being the manager that night, like if we were working together, what I like to do is immediately after we closed, I would start all the closing duty, the managerial closing duties, and then I would help out with anything left. So whatever, cleaning or, mopping or sweeping, whatever, vacuuming, whatever needed to be done, I would help after I finished all the closing duties that the manager has to handle, meaning the money. So, there was something going on, and when you're counting everything down, you get reports and everything, and you basically, what you do is, I can't remember if it was a printout or what, but I remembered something was off and something wasn't calculating correctly. And so I had to go back up to the front because usually the way that it was laid out, at least some blockbusters, there's many videos of this kind of style blockbuster where, like, if you're looking at the front of the store, there's an exit door over here, there's an entry door over here, which would be opposite. Okay, so let's see. Exit door, entry door, and then in the center, there was a diamond. And the diamond were where the checkout things were. And then over off to one side, there would be the drop box. And then in front of the drop box would be a check-in computer. But that was typically, at least at my store, that computer was the computer where we ran all the reports and we got all the things, right? So, and basically what it would be is like, it would show you, if I remember correct, it's been we're talking 20 something years since I closed at Blockbuster. But if I remember correctly, it was like, it would give you a printout basically of every till and what each till, the money that should be there for each till. Something was off and I couldn't figure it out. So I had to run back up front and get another printout. Well, apparently somebody had decided, and I don't know who it was. I can't remember who it was. I just remember this happened to me. As I'm going to the front, they had already mopped. The whole store is basically carpet, but around the registers, it would be tile. Now, our store wasn't a diamond store. There was basically it's hard to explain. So instead of a diamond, right? And so let's just say your exit door's over here, entry door's here. Diamond, right? One of my stores that I worked at was a diamond. In this store, there were two registers here, with sort of like an entry. This is hard to do. So okay. Should draw a picture. All right, let me just use this, the back of this book. All right. So here, there were two registers basically in a square, and then there was an entry, here, and then another set of registers over here. So we actually had the same amount of registers that a diamond store would have, but it was a different layout. Anyway, the reason I say that is because the entry from the manager office, which was back in the kind of the left side of the store, I had to basically run and then go in between the checkout station and where the drop box would be, and then turn a corner. I was going too fast, and somebody had decided to mop early. So it was slick. I hit that tile and slipped and fell on my right side, and my feet went into the drop box. And it hurt. And I was so angry. But then I was like, oh, you guys are already finished and you already mopped. Okay. Because it was taking me so long in the back. Usually the mopping is the last thing to do before we leave. They were already finished with everything else. So it was actually, I don't know. It was a situation and it was kind of a funny thing. And I slipped and fell and almost hurt myself. That was actually going to make it into the script that I was writing. Of course, there's the story of me opening the store and coming in, and this was on a Tuesday. So Tuesday was release day, and So what you do is you put on Monday, your job as an opening shift is to basically make room for all the new releases the next day. So there'd be a big hole if it was a, big movie coming out. Sometimes there'd only be like 3 or 4 facings. So all you have to do is shift a couple of things. But anyway, so we shift the new release wall to make room for the new releases for the next day. The closing shift, after you do all the closing, you put out all the new movies so that when we open on Tuesday morning, there's all the new releases are ready to go, and somebody could come in at 10 o'clock when we open and get the brand new movie that came out that day. And that's what a lot of people would do. A lot of our customers would come in first thing 10 a.m. on a Tuesday and get all the new releases that they were excited about seeing. Okay? Well, what happens is, in a lot of cases, these, and especially in the VHS days, when they came to the store to prep, you'd have, do I have a VHS handy? Hold on. Let me grab a VHS here. Oh, this is hard to get to. Okay. Move that out of the way. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Okay, so here's the Star Wars trilogy, the special edition. Okay, so when we would get the movie from Blockbuster itself, you would have this, right? Here's a VHS. It would be sealed. So we would line them all up like so, and we would slit down to open up the whatever. And then you would have somebody else, typically, we'd have almost like a line of people opening those up, taking the tape out, putting the tape over here, making sure that we had to put on the strips, which looked like this. So we would put the sticker on like so. And a lot of times we would write somewhere, usually like in one of the windows. Oh, look at that. That is a copy of Star Wars that is all the way at the end. It is not rewound. Why would I do such a thing? This may not be my copy. I don't know. Anyway, we would write in one of the windows our store code. Okay? So the tape would be over here, and you'd have the case. Usually those would be empty. And then you'd have to put the insert in, put the little new release, the red slip of paper that would go in there that say, oh, this is a 2-day, not a 5-day. And then you'd put the movie in there, close up, whatever. And then you'd have this. But there were little pieces of styrofoam that would fit in here to make this somewhat sturdy. And then we'd have to shrink wrap all of these so that basically you would have your Blockbuster case. I don't have one, VHS copy. But you'd have your the clamshell kind of case with the Blockbuster thing on it, and then this would go in front of it, and it would be shrink wrapped, so that when someone picked the movie, this stays there on the shelf, and it'd be shrink wrapped or whatever. So I tell you all of this because one night we came in on Tuesday, or one morning we came in on Tuesday, new release day. And what usually happens is all of these extra boxes would be used for the previously viewed movies later on down the road. Okay? So, eventually that movie would come off the new release shelf. Or let's just say it was Star Wars, for example. And let's just say we had 50 copies of Star Wars. Well, at some point, Blockbuster is going to say, okay, this movie is not renting as well. We don't need 50 copies in this location. What we can tell is that we rent about 10 copies a week. So let's get rid of 40 of them, put them previously viewed for a price, and then people can buy the previously viewed copies, right? All makes sense, right? Well, again, this Tuesday morning, we come in, and so all of these empty cases, the movies are on the shelf, but all of these empty cases are smashed beyond release. Like, there's just smashed. They're absolutely smashed. And it's like, why are they smashed? So when the guys come in that night, we're like, why are all these boxes mashed like somebody fell on them? And they're like, oh, well, after we put all the movies out, we use them as like wrestling mats. So what they basically did is that week's releases completely destroyed. Like they were all mashed and like smushed flat. And I mean, I'm sure there's some people that didn't care, but like whatever movie came out that week, if it was a smashed copy that went previously viewed, yeah, it was because Billy and Jay and whoever else was working that night were body slamming each other onto these boxes. And of course, that's a bummer. And and it's one of those things where you're like, oh my God. But then you can't help but laugh, there's like, it's done. There's nothing we can do about it now. But then of course it was kind of like, okay, guys, maybe not use our product as a wrestling mat, please. But I could go on. There were so many stories. And some of them are not fit for public consumption. But there were some great stories. The story about me cutting the cord on the stupid rewinder. This is me as a manager. I'm like 21 years old. I know how electricity works, and yet I cut a live electric device and it blew up. It was nuts. So anyway, I hope those stories are good. So, and now I'm way behind again. Those peasants need to move on from DVD. It's one of those things where it's like, dude, if people are buying physical media, I'm good with it. And sure, that means that eventually one day we may not get 4K anymore and we only have DVD. I'd rather have something physically than not. But anyway. And Bucho, welcome Bucho. Good to see you. Let's see. Yeah, y'all saying hi to Bucho. Me over here spending like $1,800 on a 55-inch OLED. Well, that's how much. I mean, I spent $2,300 on my 77-inch TV. And the thing is when I bought it, it was last year's model. So I have a 77-inch LG C2, which was a year old at that point. And now they're on a C5. So that gives you an idea of, is HDR really that hype? It is if you care. It's one of those things that once you see it, you're like, oh, okay. That is really nice. That is really awesome. And especially on an OLED, the black levels are like completely black and not a, like here. When I'm looking at the black screen, it's gray because this is not an OLED monitor. But when I look at it over here, the blacks look really black on my iMac. But on this older monitor, it just doesn't look the same. And when you're watching, let's say, a really dark movie like The Batman, the Robert Pattinson movie from a couple of years ago, if you're watching that and you can constantly see the actual black bars because the image isn't true black, but when you're watching it, it just looks so good, man. An OLED looks amazing, and OLED with HDR it's great. I keep my TVs offline. I still have my NVIDIA Shield from years ago. Wow. That's a long time ago. So they're getting a bunch of pics of your face when I watch YouTube? Yes. Yes. Some of them you can't even use unless you log in with an account. Oh, yes. Oh, you're talking about some of the smart TVs. Yes. Now, with my LG, it's basically a monitor only now because I turned off all of the smart TV crap because I don't use it. All of the UI for all of the smart TV stuff is usually very, very slow. And it's not meant to be a good user experience. It's meant to be something, they don't care. It's almost like they don't care if it's a great experience. But on an Apple TV, it's very responsive and it's very quick and I have complete control over everything, and I know that none of my stuff is getting sent out. It's just one of those things. Like, that's just how I do it. But not everybody wants to do that, and that's fine. If I ever get to get another dang TV, I just want it to have low input lag and works with a RetroTink 4K 5X. I don't even need coax. Nobody needs coax anymore, really. I say that. There maybe somebody does, but not me. It's 2025, about to be 2026. Phones do the same thing. I mean, you're not wrong. I never knew why we had tile while we walked behind the registers, but I always told him it was dumb. Well, I think the reason that it had tile is because of I'm guessing the elements. It's easier to mop up dirt and all that kind of stuff in the front, and it's easier to make it look nice. But then again, we had like weird stains all over the store, and I'm sure there were, sometimes kids would come in and vomit on the floor or whatever, and you're like, why? I'm gonna go to Blockbuster and throw up, but you don't, kids don't. I don't know. I mean, there was actually one point where a kid actually took a dump on the floor, and I actually had to have Jay clean it up, and I remember saying, I said, how, in fact, I remember saying something along these lines. I said, you remember that I would never ask you to do something that I wouldn't do myself? And he's like, yeah. He said, well, I'm going to have to ask you to do something that it's not great. And he goes, what? I said, you got to go clean up that shit off the floor. And he goes, what is it? And I said, it's shit. It's literal shit. Like some kid took a dump on the floor. And he's like, okay. So he did it. But it was one of those things where I was in charge and I couldn't go and clean up the shit. He had to go do it. So VCR wire cut on a 1 frame per second security tape. Yes. It was, yeah, I returned myself. Yes. But yeah. And the funny thing is watching that security tape of me cutting that cord was really funny because it was very, very, I don't know what the frame rate was. It probably was 1 frame a second, but it was like, you see me go to cut it and then it's white. And then you see us all go, oh my God, and it was, I don't know. It was funny, but so stupid. Our manager always had me putting the new releases in the spot. They were lazy as hell. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. So what we would do is we would actually make room. And because what we would say is like, okay, so this is down to, so this movie is going from say 50 facings to 10 facings. Well, the thickness of those, you can only fit 2 of those clamshells on our shelves. You can only fit 2 clamshells and the cover box on the shelf. So that would mean that you'd have 5 facings. But if you needed it, for whatever reason, you said, okay, well, I've got too much room. Well, then you can go ahead and do 10 facings and just put 1 behind each one. You know what I mean? And that was kind of, it was kind of a fun thing to do on Mondays to get everything ready for the next day. I got so many previously used games from Blockbuster when I worked there. I only have a few, but I have a ton of movies. A ton. That is a Texas shorty. What are those smashed? Because we were backyard wrestling. I mean, pretty much that's what happened. It was nuts. You have to get the right TV. Otherwise, you'll just be like, HDR is okay. But that's because it's a cheap ass TV. OLED is the way to go. I mean, it really is. OLED is amazing. But again, that's a thing. OLED's the best, HDR is the best, and you have to have a player that's worthy of it. And that player, the Panasonic UB820, is around $400. So now you're looking at $400 for the player, probably $1,500, $1,600, $1,700 minimum for the TV. Then you have to figure out what size you're going to get. And of course, if you say, well, I want the biggest one I can get, well then now it's gotten even more expensive. So it's an expensive proposition if you're not a huge movie fan. And sure, you could just hook up your PS5, your Xbox, and just not deal with the HDR, get a cheaper monitor. As far as I'm concerned, you're probably still getting it. I don't see that would be interesting. Because a lot of people aren't going to spend that kind of dough just to be able to watch their movies. You know, a lot of people will just say, well, I'll just watch them on streaming. So I don't know how that would work. Now, I know that the PS5 and Xbox both support Dolby Vision and HDR in games. What I would be curious about is if it supports it through the streaming services. So for example, if you had HBO Max with the 4K option, would you be getting the Dolby Vision experience through that? That would be interesting to find out. Because I don't know. Because I'm not logged into any of that stuff. In fact, none of my stuff is online except for the Switch now. But it would be interesting to know if you can get Dolby Vision out of HBO Max or Netflix if you have the 4K. I don't even know. Does Netflix do? I know they do 4K, but do they do HDR? I don't even know. All I know is when I watched Dune, the 4K disc of Dune, I was absolutely blown away by how the audio seemed to sound punchier than it did on HBO Max, and the visuals just looked so perfect. So it's just like, it's one of those things, man. You know, if you want it that way, then yeah, you can have it that way, but it's going to cost some money. So there you go. Billy as Sting. Yeah, and the thing is with Billy, I don't have a whole lot of memories of Blockbuster with Billy except for the manager. I mean, a lot of my memories were with Jay because I worked with Jay longer at Blockbuster. Like I have memories of some memories of Billy from Kroger, but there wasn't any like hijinks and stuff there. And a lot of the hijinks, for whatever reason, they wouldn't do it with me around. Like when Billy dressed up as Sting, I wasn't there. Now I would have been totally cool with it. Like I wouldn't have cared. But he decided to do that when Jay was the manager. So Jay would have to tell that story. Game of Thrones had the HDR Dolby on HBO Max, but I had it done through the Apple TV 4K. Okay. But, well, I guess that's what I'm curious about is I know that Dolby Vision, they allow PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S, or the Series X, will output 4K, no HDR from the disc. But they allow Dolby Vision and HDR through the games. So what I was curious about is if they treated the app, like the HBO Max or the Netflix app, anything that you can get 4K out of, would it treat that like a game, or would it bump down the visual quality? I mean, it may just be that if it's a movie, it's not going to be in Dolby Vision because that's part of what they didn't want to pay for. I don't know. The TV was capable, but the TV interface was so garbage I couldn't get any good quality through the TV itself. Yeah. And see, like with mine, it's just so damn slow. You know, every time you make a selection, it was just so freaking slow. All right. We're going to give you 2 minutes. 2 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes? Hold on. 2 minutes on the clock, and then we're going to pick. And right now, Applejacks is winning with 42% of the vote. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is winning is in second place with 30. Okay, now down to 38%. And Peanut Butter Crunch is in last place with 22% of the vote. So there you go. If you want to vote, you need to vote now. Because we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna get into. There's only really a couple of other news items. Oh, and showing off stuff. By the way, since we're doing that, really quick, I will say that I finished watching what I'm going to watch out of Miami Vice. And you might be saying, well, what does that mean? That means I watched the whole first season and I was like, man, this is really good. And then the second season, wow, what a dip in quality. Like there were some really bad episodes and I was about to just tap out of everything. So then what I did was I went through IMDb and there was a couple of websites with like the best of, like their favorite episodes or whatever. And I made a list. So I ended up watching of 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ended up watching around 25 episodes. And like some of the cream of the crop, the best ones. And I really enjoyed them. But man, when this show gets cheesy, it's just like any cheesy freaking 80s TV show. Some of them are so bad. Like, or just eye roll cringe, you know what I mean? Just like, oh my God. But I really, really enjoyed my trip through Miami Vice. A fantastic cast. And the amount of people, the like guest stars. I mean, you had Bruce Willis. At one point, there's Julia Roberts. There's the timer. So I'm going to hit the button. Okay, stop. Okay, stop. Some amazing Giancarlo Esposito is in there. Let's see. Who else was like, I mean, freaking James Brown was in one. Frank Zappa was in one. Sheena Easton. It was kind of insane. And of course, great music, almost every single, the Phil Collins episode. I watched it because I thought I remembered seeing the Phil Collins episode, and I confused the Phil Collins episode with the very, very famous episode from season 1 called Evan. For some reason, I thought Phil Collins played Evan. No. Phil Collins was in season 2, and that was one of those eye roll episodes where I'm like, okay, I need a freaking episode guide because some of these suck. But there were some really, really good episodes in these, and I will say, as a review, I do like the way that these are presented, of course, in 5.1 surround sound, which is great. The biggest issue is that there are no subtitles. And if you know Edward James Olmos in this show, he talks under his breath the whole time. I had to back things up multiple times just to try to figure out what the hell he was saying, because he was talking so low and you barely understand. And it's like, dude, you're not freaking Batman. Just talk like a person. But overall, especially by the end and the final episode and all that kind of stuff, I was just, Pam Grier. And I gotta say, okay, I'm just gonna say it, and I don't care who knows it. Pam Grier was hot. She was hot back then. I'm just saying it. She was hot. Anyway, when the final episode rolled around and everything's wrapping up, it was bittersweet. But I'm glad that I watched as much as I did, because I know that I would have tapped out much earlier if I'd kept watching some of these terrible episodes. There's some bad episodes. But season 1 was really, really good. Like solid good. But I did want to mention that, yes, I did finish watching Miami Vice. Okay. So now it's time to see the winner. The winner is Applejacks. So Chemical X is what's going to be going on the coil. So let's do a little shake, and we'll do off the nuck. We're gonna taste it off the nuck, because sometimes the most interesting thing about that's not the most interesting thing. Uninteresting thing about e-liquid is sometimes you can taste something off, just straight, and it will taste a certain way, and then when you put it on the coil and you vape it, it's completely different. So we're gonna give it a shot. Okay, so off the nuck I can tell you it definitely tastes like real apples. It doesn't taste like Apple Jacks. That tastes like a real apple with cinnamon on it, which is great. This is supposed to be a cereal though. And there is a flavor that is, I'm guessing that's the flavoring of the I guess the actual cereal component, not the flavoring on the Apple Jack type whatever, but the cereal flavor, the oat flavor, you know, the crunchy whatever. There's something there, but it's got a weird artificial taste to it. So we'll see what it's like on here. Now, while I do this, Movie High Club, who had better movies, Leonardo or Johnny Depp? Well, you know they were in a movie together. A great movie called What's Eating Gilbert Grape, where I think Leo should have won Best Supporting Actor for that film. Because, holy crap, it was the first movie I'd ever seen with Leonardo DiCaprio, and I thought that he was actually mentally challenged. It was an amazing performance. But I also love Johnny Depp. But I will tell you, from an acting point of view, I am more of a Leo fan than a Johnny Depp fan. I don't think Johnny Depp is the caliber of actor. Oh, I got to switch this on. I think Leo's just in another dimension when it comes to acting. In my opinion, though, I like Leo's movies better. I'm a big fan of Leo. But that doesn't mean that Johnny Depp doesn't have some good films, because he really does. And of course, his performance as Jack Sparrow is legendary. Oh, man, that smells good. All right. So it's all juiced up. It's very dark. Fit it on there. Screw it down. Open the top. Just screws off. Yeah, let's screw this down all the way. And then we'll fill up the tank. Blech. There it goes. Into the Blaze 26 millimeter RTA. On top of this, the Raiden 100. There it is. Raiden 100. 100 watt 21700 device. Which looks kind of like a lightsaber, doesn't it? Kind of, in a way. 75 watts, 0.17. Let's give it a shot. Greetings, everyone. Grim Raider, welcome. We're just trying out the flavor that all the peeps voted on, Chemical X, which is an Apple Jacks flavor. So it's supposed to taste like the cereal Apple Jacks, which is a cinnamon apple crunchy cereal. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to sit for a minute, and I'm going to mute my microphone so you can't hear me. I'm going to take a couple of rips on this and just try to gather my thoughts. So, yeah, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mute the microphone. So all of a sudden you can't.
You better watch out, 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 you better watch out. He's making a list, he's checking it twice, he's gonna find out, he's gonna find out, he's gonna find out, he's gonna find out, he's gonna find out. You better watch out, 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 you better watch out. He's making making a list. He's checking it twice. He's gonna find out. He's gonna find out. He's gonna find out. He's gonna find out. He's gonna find out.
Yeah. He's gonna find out. Yeah. So anyway, here's the thing. First off, I need to turn the fan up because some of those rips were pretty freaking fat. Yeah, turn the fan on so it doesn't set off the smoke alarm. We don't want to set the smoke alarm off. Okay, we just don't. And I don't see any big smoke or not smoke, vapor. I don't see any vapor hanging around, so we should be okay. So here's the thing. I don't get Apple Jacks from this. I don't get Apple Jacks at all. I do get, it is literally like an apple, like a fresh apple, like a, like a Fuji apple, not like a Red Delicious, because it's very sweet. This has more of a sour, a little bit of sour in there. Not like sour like a Honey Crisp. Can be like a really, like, to me, Honey Crisp is the best apple. It's a good mixture of the kind of the tart apple and the sweet part of the apple. This is more like a Fuji apple. So it's a little bit tart, but it's mostly sweet. But that's what it tastes like. It tastes like a fresh apple with cinnamon on top. Now, the cereal component is very understated. It's there. It's there, but it's very low. Like, it's kind of like, think about it like a mixer. The apple's way up. The cinnamon is, but it's not like a, it's a bakery cinnamon. It's not, I don't know how to explain this. Okay. You know how, like, if you just get cinnamon in a bottle and you put it on something, it's got that, wow, cinnamon. You know what I mean? It's not a red hot, like a candied cinnamon. It's not a fresh cinnamon. It's more of a bakery cinnamon where it's more of like sugar, like the cinnamon sugar flavor. It's good. It's really good. It's not that cloying red hot cinnamon flavor that sometimes when you get a cinnamon vape, that's what it tastes like, which is not good. It just basically means that you're just going to taste cinnamon because it overpowers everything. So it's like apple, fresh apple, cinnamon, and then down here is sort of a cereal kind of flavor. It's almost not there. And I kind of wish it wasn't. I kind of wish it was just the apple and the cinnamon. But it's good. It's good. Is it my favorite cereal vape? No. Is it the best cereal vape I have ever had? No. Is it the worst? No, definitely not. It's good, but it's kind of like, take all the elements that you would think of with an apple cinnamon cereal. And that's what it is. Apple cinnamon cereal. Instead of it being a cohesive thing, it's very separated. But it's still good. I still like it. So there you go. I breathed in some spit. But here's the thing. It's good. It's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. Now, if I remember correctly, this tastes almost exactly how I remembered it, which means that this will probably end up being my favorite, because there's in there I have it's a corn pops. So basically, the Cloud Chemist, for a long time, that's all they did were different cereal flavors. And of course, this one is a newer version or a newer release, but this is based off of Peanut Butter Crunch. So Cap'n Crunch, Peanut Butter Crunch. That one is supposed to be either a Corn Pops or a Cap'n Crunch kind of vape. The one that I have in there. It's fine. This one is fine. It's good, but it's just fine. If I remember correctly, the Alchemist, the cinnamon, basically the cinnamon toast crunch, this one ended up being my favorite of all of them. But I'm glad. I'm glad that I have something different. Because I have a lot of, like, what I like about this one is that the apple is more fruity and less bakery kind of thing. So it's good. It's good. Uh, let's see. Wait. Okay. Who has better movies, Denzel or Samuel L. Jackson? That's a good question. Samuel L. Jackson's done a lot of movies, like a lot of movies. But overall, when I look at that, I think about who has the better acting in movies, or at least that's how I'm choosing to look at that. I think Denzel is amazing, and I think Denzel has more, or Denzel, as in one interview, he actually said that that's how his parents pronounced it, but he's like, I don't care, Denzel, whatever. But anyway, Denzel, I think he's the better actor. I mean, of course, he was up for a Best Supporting Actor, and then he won for Best Actor for Training Day, right? Amazing actor. Samuel L. Jackson, though, is absolutely solid, and even in Samuel L. Jackson's bad movies, he's fun. So, yeah. So both are really great, but I prefer the acting in Denzel's movies to Samuel L. Jackson. And you know what? Gladiator 2, not a great movie, but Denzel's fun. He is having fun in that movie, and I really enjoyed his performance in that. You voted for Cinnamon Toast? Well, oh well. Don't worry. It'll happen at some point. I may just have to like vape it on stream, and because I don't think I have any. I think I only have these two. And I guess we could have these battle it out at some point. But I also have to free up a device. And right now, all of my stuff still has plenty of liquid. So it may be another week, 2 weeks before I can, free up a device so that we can put a new liquid in it. But we'll see. Santa Clouds. Movie High Club says, I could never get into those vapes because how do you smoke that one flavor for that long? You can't just change it. You still taste whatever you put in there from last time. Okay, first, I have multiple setups. I'm one of those people that right now I have 7 different setups. Maybe too much. Maybe. But I also have this device, which is it's more of a, it's a pod system. So it's not, I didn't build this coil or anything like that. This is a pre-built coil. But this has got my own flavor in it, which is an acai bowl. So it's an acai flavor. It's got it's got strawberry in it. It's got honeycomb. It's got Greek yogurt. That's the richness that comes with this. The kind of the acai bowl kind of thing. And then also there's another flavor. There's I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, it's good. It's really good. This is my all day, every day, my ride or die. Like, this is if I only had the ability to I couldn't buy liquids anymore. I would be safe because I can still make my acai bowl, and it's awesome because I mix my own flavors. So, yeah. It's perfect. For me, it's perfect. In fact, Ricky has tried at Retropalooza one year. He tried. He took a rip off one of mine, and yeah, he liked it too. And the coils aren't cheap, are they? Well, it depends. Like, for example, I think it's like $12. So this is the empty pod, right? I think it's $12 for 3. Something like that. So not that much. And where I buy my coils, yeah, they're cheap. They're cheap. I mean, you can get some high dollar coils. I mean, it's just like anything, but if you know what you're doing, where you're going, it's not bad. But that's part of they call that vapor's tongue, where you start to not taste it anymore because you're tasting the same thing over and over. I change out constantly. I'm constantly grabbing a different one, and I never really have that problem. So yeah. And these are cleanable, right? So when you take this apart, same concept. You got a tank, right? Holy crap. That bounced so far away. So there's a coil inside, right? You've got your glass that comes out. You've got the top part that comes out. This glass will separate. I don't want to do that right now because the O-rings are probably tight. But yeah, the drip tip comes off, and you can clean each one of these. What I typically do is I will disassemble the tank and put it into a ultrasonic cleaner with a little bit of soap and warm water, and it cleans it right up. And sure, if you take a sniff, yeah, you'll smell it. But in this before was the strawberry. I had a strawberry custard in this before. I can't taste it at all. All I taste is this because I clean this out with soap and water. It's good. It does have nicotine. It has 0.3% nicotine, which is 3 milligrams of nicotine. So when you buy a disposable, they are 5% nicotine, 50 milligrams of nicotine in those little, but you're getting a lot less vapor. Like me, since I'm vaping this at 75 watts, I'm getting a lot of flavor because I'm direct inhaling. It's a lot of vapor. Punch that down. Punch that down. Okay. So yeah, because I'm vaping a higher wattage and I'm vaping direct lung, this is the lowest that you can buy. Now, if you're mixing, you can mix it 1% or 0.1%, 1 milligram or 1.5 milligram. Or you say, you know what? 1 milligram not 1.5 is too low, but 2 milligrams is too high. Well, you can do 1.73 if you want. You know what I mean? I have a scale and then I have a calculator that you can mix it correctly. So yeah, it works. Where do I find the link for the Discord? Did anybody put the Discord link in there? Nightbot, did you? No? Well, here. There's the link to the Nightbot, please. Would you please? Would you please? Nightbot. Hey. There you go. Thanks, Nightbot. There you go. Discord. So yeah, you can join. And we do have a Vape Nation area where if you want to ask me questions, you can. And I can actually give you links and things. But if I do it on YouTube, they'll come after me. They will come after me. I hate that we can't get flavored vapes in California, but it's okay for us to buy weed. It's all about money, sir. That's what it's all about. They make, well, part of it is because of the, what is it? Look up the California Master Settlement Agreement. And you'll come to find out that they made a deal. Well, every state actually gets money from the tobacco companies. Yeah, based on the number of smokers you have in your population. If you look into it, it's crazy. So basically, our local governments were going to the tobacco companies and going, hey, our constituents are spending a lot. They're dying from lung cancer, and we're having to pay this money. So you should pay us or we're going to sue you. And so the tobacco companies made deals with all of the different states based on the number. And basically they would get so much money per year based on the number of smokers they have. Well, guess what? When people started vaping, well, that cuts down the number of smokers you have, doesn't it? Which means they don't get enough money. Well, guess what happened? There were 4 states, I think it was 4, that they had so many smokers by population. They had so many smokers that California or all of these states were like, we're getting this money every year. So why don't we take out loans based on projected years? And that way we can have that money now. Well, guess what happened? Vape comes along and they don't have as many smokers anymore. So they're not getting paid as much from the tobacco companies anymore. So these states were kind of screwed because they were going to start defaulting on these loans because they had taken out loans for multiple projected years. But the smokers aren't there anymore. They're now vaping. So they started passing laws on flavors or making it really, really difficult for you to buy anything from China, right? All that stuff. All of the hysteria that you hear about vaping is because the states aren't making money anymore off of the master settlement agreement with the tobacco companies. So the only way that they know to try to get more people smoking again is to outlaw the more effective, less dangerous alternative. It's all about money. Oh, but the kids are... No, the smoking rates among children are the lowest they've been in years. Actually, in recorded history. It's true. It's just true. And the states don't care about health. They care about the money. And if they can get more people to vape, then that means they make more money. And that's just the way it is. So, these 4 states, California, Michigan, New York State, and Massachusetts. Guess how many states have complete vape bans in their state? In one form or another. California, Michigan, New York, Massachusetts. Now here's the thing. Texas, we've gotten really close to coming to them banning stuff. But somehow it keeps getting defeated before it even comes to vote. So we've been really lucky here in Texas that we can still buy these products. But in a lot of states, there have been other states after those 4, but the first 4 to pass these laws, banning flavors and banning this and banning that, were the 4 that were taking out loans on projected smoking rates. Because they thought, oh, we'll always get this money. But here's the thing. They don't want you to know that. All they want you to know is, oh my God, we got to look out for the kids. Oh, these have heavy metals in them. Oh my God, you're going to get popcorn lung. All this stuff that doesn't actually exist. So anyway, yeah. And so endeth the vapeth discussion. Ain't nothing wrong with weed, but fruity vapes because of kids. They are promoting and more towards kids. Weed isn't so much. No, they are not. No, they are not. Do you think that this is appealing to a child? I'll ask you this, Movie High Club, and I'm not doing this because of any reason, but you're saying the thing. So I'm not getting on to you at all. But it's kind of interesting how many flavored alcoholic things there are. With, cartoon characters on them and all that. Interesting. Those haven't been outlawed at all. It's interesting. You see, that's the thing. Movie High Club, I'm not trying to... The only reason I'm talking to you at this moment is because you're bringing it up. That's what they want you to think. They want you to think that the kids are, oh my God, the kids... Blah, blah, blah. No. It's the smoking rates among under 18s, under 21s even, are the lowest they've been in recorded history. And here's the thing. They've already outlawed them to everyone under 21. You can't buy these if you're under 21, supposedly. So let me ask you something. If it's already illegal for them to buy them, then why are you passing a rule that they need to be banned? Because basically what you're saying is, well, the fact that we said that if you're under 21, you can't buy them, that law is not working. So let's ban them again? All they are doing is banning it for the people that are allowed to buy them, which are the people over 21. And that's the crazy part. It's already illegal for them to have them. So why is that law not being enforced? Ask yourself that. They're not promoting it towards kids. We can't get menthol cigarettes either. I'm cool with weed too. The thing is, the menthol thing is, look, it's all money. The more you look into this, the angrier you will get. And you will realize, oh my gosh. So basically, the government doesn't listen. They don't pay attention to science. They don't understand that, the Royal College of Physicians in the UK, which is a consortium of multiple physicians across many different fields, have come together and said that vaping is at least 95% safer than smoking. At least 95%. I mean, think about it. Think about how, I'm actually kind of curious. What are the, how effective are seatbelts? $45 to 50%. I don't need you to explain that. I know what these numbers mean. So seatbelts are 45 to 50% effective, and they're the law. These are at least 95% safer, and yet the US is outlawing them? That doesn't make sense. Interesting. By the way, I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you what to do with your body. Excuse me? I can't tell you what to do. And you shouldn't listen to me. You should go do your own research. Ask, what does the Royal College of Physicians say about e-cigarettes versus smoking? Actually, what does the Royal College of Physicians say about vaping? Well, this says, this is just the AI overview, views e-cigarettes as a valuable, less harmful alternative to smoking, promoting them for smoking cessation, but also calls for stricter measures against youth uptake and environmental concerns. That's what the under 21 law is supposed to be for. Recommending balancing policies that support adult smokers quitting while curbing appeal to non-smokers and children. Key stances include e-cigarettes are far less harmful, contain fewer toxins, can significantly help smokers quit. So there you go. Anyway. Cali, just your super health cautious state is like that for some reason you guys know, for being more healthy, but still stinks. Again, I told you the reason. The more you read about this, the more angry you will get, because you'll realize it's like they don't care at all. All they care about is the money. You just vape more, Stop Alks? Yeah. Joe Pesci or Jack Nicholson? I mean, Jack Nicholson, right? I love Joe Pesci, but I like Jack Nicholson's, again, for the acting. I like Jack Nicholson's acting better. No, for the big box, not the pods. They ain't cheap, I don't think, and I used to get a lot of spit back. I felt like I was always eating it. That's true, but you have to wick them properly. You have to get the right amount of cotton in there. Otherwise, you will get that spit back. I mean, it will happen to me too, if I don't put enough cotton in there. Because sometimes you'll put it in there and it'll be, I can't show you, but you'll put it in there and it'll be really loose. That means a lot of liquid will pool around that empty space and it will spit back. But this is properly wicked and I'm not getting any spit back. I'm only getting vapor. And the reason, basically, a lot of times you can tell when you unscrew, if you get a big freaking bubble, which I didn't, that means, at least from my experience, usually if you unscrew it after you vaped a little bit, and you unscrew it, that vacuum goes away and that air will release. And if you see a big bubble, that means it's going to flood your deck. And then you're going to be basically vaping through a pool of liquid at the bottom instead of properly wick the way it should be. No spit back. Perfect. So it takes practice though. I've been vaping a long time. And yeah, some of these aren't cheap. I mean, I'll tell you this, around $100 for this setup, including the battery and everything. This, including everything, a lot less. It just depends on what you want. I mean, there's a lot of reasons. Bonobo Juice, welcome, sir. Good to see you. It's been a while. Holy crap, I'm so far behind. So far behind. Oh my God. How did I get so far behind? Oh yeah, vaping and yeah. Sam Jackson's a bad mom. Yeah, exactly. Rob, who had better games, SNES or Sega? I've always been a Nintendo guy, so I'll always say that. But just get propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin and whatever flavoring you like and make your own. That's what it is. That's literally what it is. It's flavorings. See, look at the ingredients. Can you read the ingredients there? Will it show up? Vegetable glycerin is number 1 because it's the most. Then propylene glycol. Then artificial and natural flavors, sweetener, and nicotine. That's all that's in it. Now go look at how many things are in cigarettes. It's a lot. Kids be vaping like crazy too. Yes, but it's still a very, very low amount. It's the lowest, seriously, it's the lowest smoking rates ever recorded. Smoking and vaping included. It's the lowest it's ever been. And a lot of that is because, well, smoking is just not cool anymore. Bonobo Juice, we don't need to bring Joe Camel back. Vaping is legal here in Michigan. Flavors aren't, if that's what you mean. Yes, that's what I'm saying. A complete flavor ban, which means all you can get is nicotine. Let me ask you this. If you're quitting alcohol and they said, oh, yeah, but the only thing that you can drink, it's okay. No, it's good. It's good that you're quitting alcohol. It's good. Now all you can have is O'Doul's. So basically, the only flavors that you can get in Michigan are cigarette flavors. Why would you only allow cigarette flavors? Is because cigarette flavors in vapes mostly suck. They want you to go back to smoking. That's what it is. Yeah, what doesn't California want to ban? I mean, that's true. Heavy metals rule, Judas Priest. Michiganders for the win. Yeah, but Michigan is, when it comes to vaping, Michigan is one of the biggest opponents to vaping, and it sucks. That liquor store in Texas literally has a massive cartoon character as the mascot. I thought it was a toy store until you told me. Yeah, Specs. Yeah. So even though alcohol kills, how many people a year? How many has vaping killed? I only hear crickets. Oh, yeah, that's because 0. And don't bring up popcorn lung or that vitamin E acetate bullshit that ended up being weed. Illicit weed vapes is why those kids got sick a few years ago. It wasn't nicotine vaping. It was illicit THC cartridges. That's how they got sick. But, I mean, we can continue to have this conversation, but I was going to move on. But I have banana pancake flavored weed pen right now, but I can't buy dark chocolate flavored Camels in a cool tin. Okay, FDA, sure. But it's, in a way, I get it. But at the same time, you know, if public health really is your concern, then you would give the same treatment to all of those alcohol companies that also put cartoon characters on their and big colorful whatever on their packaging for alcoholic beverages and liquors. So, yeah. Hot beef injections? When force fields take over the safety market, big seatbelts is going to lobby the shit out of Congress. Well, you know, that's the funny thing. If you look into the history of seatbelts, they didn't want to make a law. They didn't want to make it a law. Even though there was proof that people would be that people would be, their lives would be saved with these things, and they didn't want to put them in there. It's kind of interesting. I don't think they have enough research to actually say if it is less or more. Well, I've been vaping for 12 years, and I can smell and taste everything. And my doctor can't tell that I was ever a smoker. So I don't know, when you say long term, how long are we talking? It's only been around since like 2009. But I don't really know. Like, I'm pretty sure it's obvious that smoking is worse. But hey. I wonder if they have a cookies and cream flavor. That would be good. They do. In fact, they had one. It was one of my favorites for a while that company was around. A lot of vape companies went either seriously underground or they went out of business completely because they were afraid that they were just going to get shut down, and they would rather do it themselves and go out of business than face, the government. But there was one, it was a cookies and cream cannoli, and it was awesome. But yeah, there's probably plenty of cookies and cream vapes still out there. Ever wonder if Jack Black won't play blackjack on principle? I've never wondered that, but that's a good question. I used to buy pre-built coils for my smoke, and I would always get spit back every hit. Well, that could be, there's a number of reasons why that could have happened. There could be a loose O-ring. So because basically what's happening is with the O-rings in place, it's basically creating a vacuum. And so that's why, you don't get spit back. You shouldn't get spit back if the viscosity of the e-liquid equals the amount of cotton inside. I hope that makes sense. So as you vape, the liquid basically fills up that cotton. And here's the other thing. Pre-built coils have a tendency to not be as... the quality control is not great, I'll just say, on pre-built coils. That's why every now and then I'll get a pod that isn't, the cotton's not great or something's wrong with it. And it's just because of quality control. Because the only way they could do it is fill it up with liquid and test it. And they're not going to do that because then they put their mouth on it and, disease. So they won't do that. Every now and then you get a bunk pod. And it's just part of the deal. So Jackie Chan, for me, he also has way more since he didn't die. Oh, who had better movies? That's true. Yeah, that's true too. Is that the Luke Skywalker lightsaber vape? No, but it's just got a design that looks similar to a lightsaber. Yeah, I don't know, Movie High Club. I don't know. Flood the deck. Man the lifeboats. He said fill it and then hit it dry once or twice, then let it sit and hit it. No. Whoever said that is wrong. Because what you did is you burned up the cotton. So now the cotton is basically a barrier between the vacuum and the liquid. The cotton is that barrier. And if you're dry hitting it, you're burning off the cotton. So that means that the walls of the cotton are getting less and less, which means more liquid will come in. So what you do let's say this is a brand new one. What you do on these is you fill it up and you let this sit for 10 minutes without even putting it on the device. You just let it sit there and let that liquid, soak the cotton. Then, only then, do you vape it, and then everything should be fine. But yeah, whoever was telling you to hit it dry, no. That is absolutely wrong. You should get nothing but good flavor, not the flavor of, a dragon's butthole, when you vape. Because if you vape it and it tastes burnt, something's wrong. So that is wrong. You tell them to come to me and I'll set them straight. No one has even smoked cigarettes anymore. It's an old person habit now. I only see people over 60 smoking cigarettes now. I don't know. That's just what I see. In my opinion, smoking cigarettes is done and going away. Well, and that's a good, I mean, honestly, it's a good thing. But I'll tell you this. Every now and then, I'm kind of like, it'd be nice to just kind of have a cigarette, you know? But the thing is I'm completely, like, as of 2016, I completely stopped smoking and I only vape. And it's done nothing but good things for my health. And I hike multiple miles almost every weekend. My stamina is great. My cardio is great. Heart's great. I mean, I don't know. Mario Kart weed vapes are a culprit of that vitamin E. Ooh. You know what? Let's talk about the things that we actually, came to talk about. I just wanted to say, you know what? We'll skip that. I mean, does anybody actually care about my opinion about the Game Awards? Probably not. I'll just say that I'm very excited by the Fate of the Old Republic, the Star Wars game that was teased. I thought that looked cool. I thought I don't know if you guys remember Replaced. That is coming out next year finally. That's a game that I saw 2 or 3 years ago on the Game Awards and was like, "Ooh, I want to see that." But overall, I think the Game Awards were great this year. And I really enjoyed it. So, how about I show off some of the things that I got this week? First up, a movie that was recommended by Shozama or Max Sterling. And this was after we had watched some of the Studio Ghibli stuff. Ghibli? And he said, you should watch this. And I tried to buy it, and I thought I bought it, and then it never showed up. And then I realized, I never actually clicked buy. But finally, I got it. Lupin III, The Castle of Cagliostro in 4K. Finally got it. So there you go. That is one of the things that I got. And then another one was a pre-order. And if you are on my Discord, you've already seen this. I got Dogma in 4K from Lionsgate Limited. Now, here's another situation, what we were talking about earlier, where it's a steelbook and it was $40. Why? Why does it need to be $40 and why does it need to be a steelbook? I don't know, but it is. But I want to open it up. So, see if I can do this without scratching everything. I got it. I got it. So, oh my God, that's tight. I mean, super tight in there. There you go. The cast of Dogma. I love this movie. This is Kevin Smith's, basically it's his best movie. I really enjoy this movie a lot. When you open it up, it's got a book, Revelations of the Easily Offended. I'm guessing this is the sort of the Last Supper picture. Oh yeah, with the cast. It's pretty great. Each of the discs have Mubi. That is the Blu-ray. It'll go on the bottom. The 4K will go on the top. Does come with a digital code, but I love this movie. I tried to go see this. Oh, look at this. There's some notes and things. I tried to go see this when Kevin Smith was doing his tour of the movie in theaters, and then with a Q&A afterward. I tried to go, and I actually had tickets, and Jay and I were actually going to go together. And then I got shingles, so I couldn't go see Dogma in the theater with Kevin Smith. But it's pretty great. I'm very happy to have this. So there you go. Dogma in 4K. After many, many years, finally have it. Finally have it. And then, a big thing. First up, it is a mini Knight's Castle. This was a free option. I did not buy this. I got a hot chocolate stand. And the reason I got those for free is because I purchased this bad boy. That's right. The Enterprise from Star Trek The Next Generation. 3,600 pieces. And it comes with all of those characters. Come on, focus. There you go. So pretty cool. Add them to the stack. So that means I have the Enterprise to build. I have Mario Kart to build. I have a Republic gunship to build. I have the, you can't really see it because it's covered with stuff. That's the Star Destroyer Venator from the Clone Wars. And then around that corner is a lighthouse. So basically, I'm waiting for my wife to say, let's build. She's been very busy lately, so we haven't been able to build. So there you go. Let's see. I'm all for banning cartoons on alcohol, and I'll have to drink, to be fair. But I have a different opinion on some of this. Not all. Well, Filbert, I mean, it's fine. I'm just telling you, the more that you look into it, the angrier you will get, because you will see that it isn't about the actual science that's coming out of the UK, where, you know, they allow vaping on hospital grounds, including people that have just gotten out of surgery. They allow people that have just gotten out of surgery to vape, but not smoke. That tells you something. The Royal College of Physicians. Yeah. And guess what they did before? They came to the US and basically said, hey, did you know that cigarettes cause lung cancer? And they were like, oh, no, no. And they just kept smoking for years and years and years and years and years until finally they were like, oh, well, okay, there's a lot of science on this. So anyway. Burnt cotton tastes horrible. Yeah, it does. Tastes like, again, a dragon's butthole. Not that I would know. That dry hit comment made me die a little inside. I wasn't touching that. Knights of the Old Republic 3. Let's go. Same guy making it BioWare and Necromancy. Yes, that's right. I've been into anime lately. Is Lupin any good? I don't know. Blind buy, basically, because of the chat. I'm not saying that, Rufus. I'm not going to say that about Nobody Christ. Lupin is good, but start with the show, not the movie. Okay, here's the thing. I'm not watching the show. I'm going to watch that movie. It's basically, if I got to do homework before I enjoy something, you know that turns people off, right? I mean, I'm not like harping on you or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, it's kind of like when people say, you know, hey, I want to go watch this new Marvel movie. Do I need to watch anything first? Well, there's 23 movies that you got to watch first. Yeah, people are going to go, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Just let people watch it. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. Anyway. And if they want to go back and watch more, go watch more. A new Star Wars MMO in general. I mean, all I know is it looked cool and I'm curious. I never played. I have both of the Knights of the Old Republic and never played them. So Dogma is not Kevin Smith's best movie. How very dare you? Oh, it totally is. It totally is. And I see you're saying Chasing Amy is better than Dogma. Is it though? Is it though? I own Chasing Amy. I own the Criterion Collection DVD of Chasing Amy. I really like Chasing Amy, but Dogma to me is overall the best movie. That's just my opinion though. And you can have your opinion too. So I will dare every time because it's my opinion. I haven't bought much lately. 7th. What's going on? I haven't bought much lately. Too close to Christmas. Scored a copy of that old Christian Slater movie Cuffs on Blu-ray for $10. That's about it. I don't own that on any format, but I do like Christian Slater. I think that movie's a digital buy. Like if I find it on, cheap on digital, I'll just buy it digital. I don't need to own a physical copy of that because that's a movie that I'll watch every maybe 10, 15 years. It's not a, and I get it. You're different than I am. You have a different thing altogether when it comes to owning movies and stuff like that. Me, I'm like, nah, to me, that's a digital only, but hey, I'm glad you got it. I've been binging One Piece, My Hero, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Demon Slayer. Wow. Jody B. See, here's the thing. All of that sounds interesting to me, but it's so daunting because there's so much of it that I can't. I don't have a lot of time. I mean, it took me a long time to get through that Miami Vice, and I didn't even watch it all. So it's kind of like, Kevin don't know how to make good movies. Honestly, Kevin Smith he's a bit all over the place. I like Kevin Smith and I like his stuff, but I think he peaked with Dogma. That's just my opinion though. Have we calmed down? There's a lot of back and forth there. I hope everybody's okay. I love Castle Legos. I have a whole lot of them. Ensign Row in the Shuttle. I don't know what that is. Ensign Row? No. I mean, I showed off the characters, so. I think you guys are sleeping on the movie with the little sausage critters running around the hockey stick gas station with Ralph Garman cameo, probably. I think Seth Rogen ruined Kevin Smith by introducing him to weed. I like my Kevin Smiths heavy and scared. I mean, that's a thing. I don't know what Lupin is, but I love the name and I'm going to be saying it for a solid day straight now. Well, there you go. 1,100 episodes. See, that's the thing. 1,100 episodes of One Piece. I'm on 106 and I love the fact that there's so much ahead of me. No, and that's how I usually am with like books. But for a show, that is so daunting to me. And I can't commit to that when I have so many other things. Like, it's kind of like, for example, when I'm done with the show tonight, I'm going to probably just zone out and watch somebody stream something. That's, and I'm talking about a game that I don't care about. And I may even have it on mute and be scrolling the internet or whatever. It's not something like I don't want to get, it's almost like my brain is so busy with other things that I don't want to focus on stories until it's time to focus on stories. And tonight, a lot of times when April and I are doing something, we'll be watching something that we don't really care about. And then sometimes it's like, hey, let's watch one of the older movies. By the way, I also watched Mutiny on the Bounty, part of that Clark Gable set that I have. I really enjoyed that. Now, is it a movie that I'm going to watch over and over? Maybe not, but it did win Best Picture back in 1935. It's actually really good. But that's the kind of stuff that I want to focus on is like really, really, I'm going to say top tier entertainment, but that's not necessarily true. There's probably movies that I have on my watch list that are probably like, they're not very good. But it's like they're movies that I haven't seen before. And I really love movies. So the idea of getting into a 1100 episode show just is like scary. Scary. Clerks was great. Where do you rank Red State? Red State was actually really good. Red State is a movie that I only saw one time. I only saw the one time back in the day. And I can't remember if I rented it or if it was streaming somewhere. I don't remember the time period. I just remember watching it and liking it. And yeah, that's a movie that I'd like to watch again, actually, because I really enjoyed that one. But I watched Chasing Amy recently and was kind of like, ooh, it's kind of problematic in today's audience. But at the same time, it's one of those where I liked it at the time. I was really into Kevin Smith when that came out, and I was starting to get out of the Kevin Smith sort of I don't know. It was almost like a cult there for a while. But it's like I was starting to kind of, okay, Kevin Smith. I mean, yeah, I love Mallrats and Clerks, and yeah, they're good. They're good. They're good. But it's time to, take a step away and look at some other things. And then I watched Dogma. I was like, wow, Dogma was really, really good. That was like an actual good movie, And then he started to go a little bit downhill after that, at least to me. But Red State was actually pretty quality. I liked it. Yeah, he quit weed since his heart attack for sure. What digital source did you buy from? Amazon still wants money for Never Ending Story. Whistling Mike, hello. Good to see you. What digital source? Wait, Amazon still wants money for Never Ending Story. Okay. I'm an iTunes guy because I'm an Apple guy. And that, is it still in my, yep. This link will actually give you the deals that go on at all of the digital storefronts. Most of the digital storefronts. But then also you can look at physical media sales on Amazon and Walmart. Mostly, I think, is all that's on there now. But depending on when it comes to digital, I typically only buy from iTunes. And that most of that is because because of our credit card, we get Apple gift cards that we put on our account and we just let it roll because we have so many Apple subscriptions, honestly. Like my wife subscribes to a couple of different channels. We have the Apple One thing that comes directly out of that. Our YouTube is purchased through Apple. Our YouTube Premium is purchased, the family account is purchased through Apple. So it comes out of that account as well. So basically it's kind of like, since we're getting gift cards at a discount because of our credit card points and all that kind of stuff, it's kind of like we're getting that stuff at a discount too. Kind of. But also when it comes to digital movies, if you look into Movies Anywhere, a lot of times you can, sometimes buy from, like I sometimes will buy from Fandango, or I guess it was Vudu. Now it's Fandango at Home or whatever it is. And you can link up a bunch of those digital accounts. And if the studio will allow it, because it's not every movie on there. Like if you buy it on Fandango and the studio will allow it, it'll pop up in your iTunes account. Or if you have an Amazon account, whatever. But what's cool is, and I think YouTube or Google has figured this out, this whole problem that they had with Disney. Because Google Play was part of that as well. Part of Movies Anywhere. But when they were having some sort of problem with, I think it was because Disney wanted to charge more for having it available on YouTube or something. I can't remember there was basically a fight. So Google Play pulled their ability to link with Movies Anywhere off of Movies Anywhere. So for a while there, I couldn't watch Apple TV or like my iTunes movies on YouTube anymore. Because that's another cool thing. You can just watch them off of YouTube. But again, if you have Movies Anywhere, all of those different storefronts that will allow it will connect, and it's kind of cool. TV shows are not included, but it's Movies Anywhere. And I think it's because TV shows have different rights and all that kind of stuff, different deals. with the studios and with the different streaming stuff. I don't know the details on that. But so basically I typically buy through Apple, and because I have Movies Anywhere, no matter where I decide to watch it, it should be there. Most of the movies will be there. And I don't know, I can't remember what studios don't partake in that. But lately I have been buying like a lot fewer movies through iTunes or through anybody really, because I'm buying physical. And most of the time the physical will come with a digital copy, and I'll just put the digital copy on there. And then if it's on Movies Anywhere, it'll be everywhere. So I would highly recommend Movies Anywhere if you don't already, like if you buy digital stuff, it doesn't cost you anything to have Movies Anywhere, and it's really convenient to have it all linked together and be able to watch it anywhere you want. So there you go. There you go. Now, when it comes to physical, I think probably Amazon is probably my number one place where I buy from. And it's just because they're the most convenient. But I do buy from Target quite a bit. I buy from Walmart quite a bit. When it comes to brand new, especially some of these more limited things, I'll buy from Diabolic DVD, which is a great site. Just letting you know, Diabolic will absolutely have rated R movies and all kinds of crazy cover art. So you have to be careful. Not all of it's safe for work. So real quick, I just want to say this. I know we're not caught up, but I do want to say I read Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which is what the movie Supergirl is based on. Supergirl, the teaser came out last week, and you may be saying, I don't care. I will say this. If it's based on this comic here, I'm pumped, which it is. It is based on Woman of Tomorrow. I am pumped because this was freaking good. Like, I really enjoyed this story. It's going to be emotional, and it's going to be badass. I loved the story in this. And for the first time, because I don't think I've ever read a Supergirl comic, like a specific Supergirl comic before, but I had watched a lot of the animated movies, the Supergirl movies, and, she shows up in a bunch of Superman movies and stuff like that. So I've seen those, a lot of those, but I'd never actually read a comic. I really enjoyed this. The problem is I can't stand the art style. Can't stand it. But I will say that the story is awesome. So if you have the ability and the desire, I would highly, highly, highly recommend you read this. It was really, really good. And I think they have what are the nice little, they're basically graphic novels, but they're in kind of like smaller size, and they're like super cheap. They're like $10, $12. Woman of Tomorrow is one of those. So I would highly recommend it. If you're interested. If you're not, well, stick it then. So, yeah. But the reason and the title of the stream, which we're 7 minutes away from supposedly ending the stream, Disclosure Day. Holy crap. This trailer is so cool. I really, really enjoyed this trailer. And of course, there's also the two different stars, Emily Blunt and Josh O'Connor. Now, I hadn't heard of Josh O'Connor before until I watched Wake Up Dead Man last week and was blown away by him. He is so freaking good in that movie. Like I said in my review, brought me to tears, almost to tears a couple of times with his performance. So I'm very, very excited to see this. Him teaming up with Spielberg, awesome. Now, I will also say that there is some questionable CG, I will say, in the trailer, but classic Spielberg setups. I mean, just the way that it's filmed, it looks freaking good. Like, it looks so good to be. And this may be our final John Williams score because he is doing the music for this movie. So I'm very, very excited for this film. Comes out June 12th. Very excited. I don't know what to tell. I don't want to tell you. I'm pumped. It's about UFOs and UAPs. It's him going back to the well, kind of close encounters and all that stuff. It looks awesome, and I want to see it. Now, on top of that, there is when I was looking at what people were thinking about the movie, I came across this tweet from Brian Rommel or Rommel. It may be just be Rommel. But this is what he says. I'm going to read it to you, and then we're going to listen to something. But I want to give Brian Rommel all the credit for this. This is amazing. I will let you in on a secret about Steven Spielberg's new movie. The alien character uses sine wave speech to communicate, something I've researched for over 45 years. I can condition just about anyone with the right primer. I've used this in many projects in here on X. In the specimen video below, which we'll watch, you will hear the primer twice, then you will hear the actual words, and then you will always hear it from that primer and other sentences that I can demonstrate. In the Steven Spielberg movie, the speech is obscured in sine wave plus click sounds. The interesting thing about sine wave speech is that subliminal induction has been proven to be able to take place hidden within melodies and songs. Wait a minute. The interesting thing about sine wave speech is that subliminal induction has been proven to be able to take place hidden within melodies and songs. Are words. Something about that is not written correctly. But basically, the words can impact your choices from your subconscious. We are living in interesting times. So, again, Brian Rommel, all credit to him. So if we get claimed tonight, well, I try to give you credit, Brian. So I want you to hear this. I want you to listen closely. I'm going to mute my microphone so you can't hear it twice. I want you to hear this directly from this, and it's so freaking cool. Okay, you ready? How freaking cool is that? How freaking cool is that? Sine wave speech. So anyway, I just thought that was super freaking cool. I think the trailer looks amazing. It's shot in Steven Spielberg style. It looks great. And that is just another level of coolness. So there you go. There you go. Okay. Watch Parasite, great horror anime, and it's only one season. Okay, maybe. Remind me. I've got, dude, my watch list is so stupid. Zack and Miri and Tusk are better than Dogma. No, you're wrong, Rufus. But hey, it's your opinion, and I have mine. So stick it. Ensign Row and Shuttle was the freebie on day one of the Enterprise release. Oh, I didn't get it on day one. I wanted to go ahead and pre-order it, but then I was like, I don't know if April wants it. So I had to wait, and it was sold out by the time that I got to order it. So he means yoga hosers. No. Yoga hosers is not, I've never saw it. In fact, I never saw Tusk either, but I love Dogma. What? Why are you trying to crap on my movie? How about you allow me to enjoy things? Because that's what art is subjective, man. And if you don't like it, that's fine. But you don't have to tell me I'm wrong. Oh, this is better than that. All right. That's your opinion, not mine. What's better, TNA or AEW? I'm not a wrestling guy, so I don't know. I like Dogma. I saw in that theater when it came out. Had to force my way past protesters, but my favorite Kevin Smith films are Mallrats and Clerks 2. However, I really like that movie that he made a while back called 4:30 or what. I never saw the 4:30 movie. I never saw it yet. I haven't seen it yet. I can listen to Clerks audio alone. I like dialogue and smoking weed. I'm the primary audience. Oh, and I'm 40. That's important too. I just saw 4:30 for the first time. Looks interesting. Didn't see the movie, like saw it exist. Top 5 best sequels of all time. I mean, Godfather 2, Empire Strikes Back. That depends. Because you could say Captain America Civil War or Winter Soldier is a sequel, and it's awesome. Dark Knight, Infinity War, Endgame. I mean, there's so many. Terminator 2, yeah. Aliens. Yeah. I mean, there's so many. Yeah. Wait, was I muted? Audio's not piping through, I think. Oh, are you serious? Damn it, man. I need to fix that. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Can I remove it? Can I remove this? Why can't I remove this? Oh, I have to remove it over here. Wait a minute. Isn't that the right? All right, let me try this again. Why is it not? Okay. Are you serious? You can't hear this? Wait, could you not hear could you hear the Santa Pez? That doesn't make any freaking sense. Okay. Okay, remove this.
He was sitting at his desk in his office. He was sitting at his desk in his office.
Could you hear Santa Pez earlier? I sometimes hate the way that this works. I don't. Okay. Play. You can't even hear it.
You better watch out. 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 You better.
So wait a minute. So when I muted and hit this, you couldn't hear that. Their OBS is irritating the crap out of me. Because they kept changing things. It's so annoying. Sorry. And yeah, I was so far behind. I hate it when they update crap and it breaks things. I hate it. Okay, wait a minute. I'm so far, holy crap, I'm so far behind. I've been subliminally activated. I think I hear nothing, but the seed is planted in my root psychology now. No, it's the stupid thing. You didn't say good, you said best. I love Dogma, it's great, but to hear it is the best, well, that's just sad and implies that you haven't seen many. It's not sad if my opinion is that it's best. I think it's his best. I mean, I'm sorry that I don't say every single word. Are we going to argue about this, Rufus? All I'm trying to say is I think it's his best movie. It's the movie that I was most looking forward to getting in 4K. I'm excited. And you did nothing but try to bring me down. So, just saying. I think it's his best movie. Breaking 2. Yeah. Or that video you're playing, no, I can't hear it. Just heard it. There it is. That's so stupid. Kazaa. Hi, Tarek. How's it going? Hey, Rob. I can hear everything perfectly. That's a lie. How'd they get that? Now you're muted. You're muted now. Now we can't hear you. Oh, Brad. Hi, Brad. Sorry. We heard Sanapez, but he was sitting in his desk in his office, so that's what's up. So basically, it ruined everything because of this stupid freaking audio capture crap. So now you can hear Sanapez here. You can't hear it here. That is so stupid. So if I do this, will it work?
He's gonna find out. He's gonna find out. He's gonna find out. He's gonna.
So wait, could you hear Sanapez when I was vaping? Or no? Rob's. I don't know what's going on there. Slades, but welcome. It's good to see you. So you heard Sanapez. Oh man, I'm so confused. I've been hearing stuff like that since the 80s. I just think that's cool. We heard that earlier. We heard the song. Wait, before you go, you like the 1953 movie Stars and Stripes Forever about the life of John Philip Sousa? I want the Blu-ray, but it's free on YouTube. I've never seen it. I've never seen that. Only the first time you played that X audio of the speech, it worked the second time. Right. But what I'm saying is, so basically when I played this, while I was vaping, and I muted myself, you couldn't hear that. And then when I moved over and showed it to you, you couldn't hear it at all. So you just heard dead air. I want to, I don't know. And it's not my computer. It's because OBS keeps updating crap. And they've also made it where every time I open up OBS, it says, hey, you know the Stream Deck, right? With the buttons. It goes, hey, your Stream Deck plugin doesn't work. You need to get rid of it. But yet I can sit here and change it and it works just fine. It's just stupid. And it's not technology. It's freaking OBS doing that. Yeah, Red State was interesting. I liked it. Honestly, Dogma is the only Kevin Smith movie I enjoy or even like at all. Top 3 best prequels. Dude. It's okay. You giving me this or this is easy. But when you say the top 3 best prequels of every movie you've ever seen, that's really difficult. Because technically Temple of Doom is a prequel. Episodes 1 through 3. I mean, that's really tough. I'd have to give that a lot of thought. I support all your decisions, even the wrong ones. That's what homies are for. See? You're implying that I make wrong decisions. I don't make wrong decisions. I make different decisions than you. That's the difference. I saw Red State for sale on DVD. I regret not getting it. Yeah. I should probably have done that, but so it's all good now. Okay. We heard it earlier and just now. Can hear it. But during the vape you heard it? So something broke midstream? That's even worse. Yeah, bloodthirsty horde. Where did Jingle Bells Batman Smells originate from? I know people were singing it in the 60s because of my dad, but where's it from? Dude, who knows? Who knows? I mean, you'd have to Google that one. Santa Claus. Sandy Claus. Sammy Clumps. Every Saturday morning, I boot up OBS and let it update so I have 12 hours before the 7th cast to fix everything it breaks. Well, that's dumb. And OBS needs to get its crap together. Because I'm tired of... I mean, I can't believe... So you heard it when I was vaping, but you didn't hear it... Irritating. So okay. So now you've heard OBS is my favorite rapper. So did you guys see the Disclosure Day trailer? Did you guys see the supposed leaked Avengers trailer? I'm just going to say this. I don't like the fact that they're possibly going to be releasing 4 different trailers in the theater for Avengers instead of one good trailer. Like, I don't understand that. I mean, that may be a cynical way of putting it, but it's like, I mean, if you're going to do 4 different trailers, they better be online at some point, because I probably not going to see Avatar. I'm seeing Avatar on Thursday. I will be seeing it. I've got my tickets. I'm ready to go. I want to see it really bad, but I'm not going to go watch it multiple times just so I can watch the Avatar or a new Avengers trailer. That's annoying. Favorite movies that had a different cut that was better than the original. Well, I think I answered that last week. That was Kingdom of Heaven. There's no question. Kingdom of Heaven is the best. Might as well just show the whole movie. No, I mean, I think what they're probably going to do is there's going to be like, because even trailers sort of have a structure. There's a setup, then there's here's kind of what the problem is, and then here's kind of what they're going to, it's probably going to be a trailer where the last 20 seconds or so is different every time. But I don't know. It's one of those things. I don't know what they're going to do. All I know is I'm really excited to see more. Blade Runner Final Cut better than the original to me, but I like the versions. Yeah. Worst sequels you've seen? I mean, I think Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Troll 3. The Rise of Skywalker. Does Alien versus Predator Requiem count? Sure, it does. Yeah. The word disclosure freaks me out. I want it to be called Tic Tac Day, but I would watch that. Yeah, it is after 10. AVP, yeah, that was horrible. Yeah, dude, Rise of Skywalker is one of the most disappointing, at least in the theater, that I've ever seen. Discord chat is all empty. What is your favorite question? Well, I mean, I enjoy the sort of brain teaser type questions like that, where it's like pick your, what's your favorite of this genre, or what's your favorite of this, or what. I like those. Or who's got the better filmography, this person or that person. I mean, that's interesting. But it's also like I enjoy thinking about movies and talking about movies, period. So Poltergeist 3, that's a pretty bad one. Yeah, that's a pretty bad one. But I really like Poltergeist 2. I really like it. God is in his holy temple. And it's scary, man. That guy died that year. Like he was dying of some sort of, I think, stomach cancer or something. I just remember reading about it and going, oh, and he showed up in Miami Vice. And it's weird because he had that same sort of the way his delivery in Poltergeist 2, it had that same cadence and everything. Guy was, but I always thought he was creepy as hell. It was a playground rhyme in the mid-1960s, inspired by the popularity of the Adam West Batman TV show, spreading through word of mouth before a part of The Simpsons and Batman the Animated Series. There you go. There you go. Jingle bells, Batman smells. Favorite OBS version? The one that works. The one that didn't make me jump through hoops to play you a clip of something. How about that? Spider-Man or Superman? Oh, Spider-Man for sure. Even though I like a few Superman movies, like a lot. I mean, I think just the Spider-Verse movies are better than anything Superman. In fact, I think the Spider-Verse movies are the best Spider-Man movies. So to me, those kill it. I mean, without those, it would be kind of oh man, I have to think about this. But with the Spider-Verse movies, it's a no-brainer to me. Now, I mean, I don't want Rufus telling me I'm wrong. I'm kidding, Rufus. I'm just kidding. Loco Maverick, welcome. Good to see you. We're actually about to jump over to the Discord and call it a night over here on the stream. Sean 420. Hey, good to see you. Do you think the new Miami Vice movie do you think the new Miami Vice movie or TV show will do well with Vin Diesel's company producing it? Is that true? I mean, maybe. Just having watched, I can't. I'm going to move the Lego back out of the way. Just having watched most of the good episodes of the original series, I want it to be in line with that, like good, like not cheesy. And unfortunately, for me, I find the Fast and Furious movies cheesy. So I don't want them to be cheesy. I want them to be like good, like really good. So we'll see. But who knows? The Miami Vice movie, though, wait a minute. Are you sure about that? Because I heard that the Miami Vice movie, the movie that they're talking about, that Joseph Kosinski is going to direct, is going to be Jerry Bruckheimer. Is it not? Not Vin Diesel. Here's the thing. A production company isn't everything, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But Joseph Kosinski's doing it. So I really have a lot of trust in him. I loved F1. I thought F1 was amazing. I think I've at least liked all of his movies. So I will see what we'll see. We'll see what happens. Spider-Man or Batman? Oh, well, for me, it's got to be Batman. Because I think The Dark Knight is the best Batman film, period. And I really love Batman Returns. I even like Batman Forever. Batman and Robin, not so much. Batman Begins is really good. Dark Knight is the best. Dark Knight Rises is still really good, but not as good as Dark Knight. Yeah, it's got to be Batman for me. But it's closer. And that's also, here's the thing, that's also personal opinion too. Because I really love the Spider-Verse movies so much. They are so freaking good. But yeah. An actual one for me. What if your favorite movie what is your favorite movie a director did which was out of their wheelhouse, like Lynch with A Straight Story or Tim Burton with Big Fish? That is a great question. Great question. Because you could also say The Elephant Man with David Lynch. You could also say I don't know if you could, just because Stanley Kubrick wrote The Treatment for Artificial Intelligence doesn't mean that it's still a very Spielberg-y kind of movie, Artificial Intelligence. A Good Year by Ridley Scott. Here's the thing. I love that movie, like a lot. And that is a movie that a lot of people just do not like because it is not your typical Ridley Scott film. But the people that love A Good Year really love A Good Year. It's weird because it almost feels old-fashioned. I mean, gosh, you could say, holy crap, you could say Star Trek The Motion Picture by Robert Wise, who directed Sound of Music. You know what I mean? There's so many. That's a great question. That's really tough. Because I would have to really think about all the... I mean, gosh, Bram Stoker's Dracula from Francis Ford Coppola? It's the only supernatural kind of movie that he made, isn't it? Whew, that's a tough question. And it's also open to interpretation too. You know, you could say, well, no, that's done more like a classical period film. I mean, yeah, but it's vampires, right? It's more of a horror movie. I love that movie so much. I know there's people that hate it, and I get it. Keanu Reeves is completely miscast, but there are so many things that I love about that movie. Version 28.1 the most. Don't fight me. It's my opinion. Well, there you go, Bonobo. I mean, OBS is, you know. It's strange now. Superman and Batman are owned by Netflix. Spider-Man and Doctor Strange are Disney. No. Superman and Batman are not owned by Netflix yet. It still hasn't happened. They just won the bid. They don't take control of Superman and Batman for many, many, many months. And Spider-Man is owned by Sony, not by Disney. So, yeah. So, just, I mean, that's a thing. That's my PlayStation. Where? Diesel Company is producing a new Miami Vice movie or TV series. I didn't know that. I got in his head. I wasn't even trying. I'm just autistic, nerdy, and opinionated, so I didn't mean to get in your head, Rob. It's okay. It's okay. You can't use autism as an excuse. Any holiday recommendations, old or new? Ooh. I mean, not particularly. I mean, look. There are movies that are considered Christmas movies that like, for example, I'm not one of those that I'm going to die on the hill that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I don't think, honestly, it's a Christmas movie. It's a movie set at Christmas. Doesn't make it a Christmas movie. Now, the fact that you want to watch it on Christmas doesn't make it a Christmas movie. It just means you really like Die Hard and you're in the mood to watch it because it's set at Christmas time. So is Lethal Weapon. Doesn't make Lethal Weapon a Christmas movie. I can see both sort of points of view, but to me, Die Hard doesn't have the themes of a Christmas movie. Like, to me, when you say a Christmas movie, I think Christmas Vacation. I think A Christmas Story. I think, Miracle on 34th Street. It's a Wonderful Life. I don't think Die Hard. It's, to me, when you say a Christmas movie, it's thematically Christmas themed or holiday themed or whatever, Just because a movie's set at Christmas time doesn't make it a Christmas movie. So, yeah. If you're asking me that based on thematically, I'm going to say, I don't really know. I would say watch any of those if you haven't watched them already. The Nice Guys, there's a Christmas tree in it. Doesn't make it Christmas. You know what I mean? It doesn't make it a Christmas movie. What was it? Somebody posted on Discord that in First Blood, there was a Christmas tree in the background in First Blood. It's like, oh, it's a Christmas movie. No, just because it's got Christmas things in it doesn't make it a Christmas movie. Just like you wouldn't say that I can't think of any movie off the top of my head. But I was thinking of a movie that takes place at Halloween and you say, oh, well, that's a horror movie now. No. Just because there's a Halloween part doesn't mean that it's... Okay, E.T. Yeah. He goes trick-or-treating, so that's a horror movie now. Or it's a Halloween movie. No. There's Halloween in it. It doesn't make it a Halloween movie. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I can come up with. But basically, I don't know. Did I answer your question? I don't think so. But who had better movies, Warner Brothers or Lionsgate? Warner Brothers all the way. I like Lionsgate as a company. They make more fringe movies, not as mainstream. I'm more of a mainstream guy for the most part. I do like the occasional fringe film, the independent film or whatever, but I would probably say yeah. 1989. I'm not sure what you're saying, Sean, but that is definitely a year. Ted Kaczynski. Do I like the Matt Reeves Batman movie and the Penguin? Absolutely. I think it's fantastic. Absolutely. Great, great, great stuff. There's too many questions. We're just going to have to make the Discord thing shorter because I got to pee. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to plow through these questions and the final things. We're going to end the stream. We're going to get over. In fact, I'm going to bring up the Discord now so that we can just end the stream and head over to the Discord until midnight. And I have a hard cutoff at midnight because last time we went till 1 and my throat was destroyed. I can't talk that much. Oh, and why does Discord have to update every time I open it? Why? What the hell are you doing that's so important? AI is Isaac Asimov. No, it's not. That is a Stanley Kubrick story. Big Fish is Tim Burton? Yeah. That's a good movie, though. That's a really good movie. Big Trouble in Little China. Is that outside his wheelhouse, though? I mean, because you could argue that he's always out of his wheelhouse. If that's true, then that might be my answer because I love that movie so much. Love it so much. Love it. Oh, look at there. I'm going to mark this as unread so I can come back to it later. How do I do that? Mark unread. Bam. And then Star Wars. And then... So, hey, if you're here, whoever asked the question in Vape Nation, I will answer that question later. Good year. Yes. I expect an answer next week. Let's test this podcast idea. Podcast idea? What are you talking about? Cooper person. I've never heard from Good Year. What the hell are y'all talking about? Who had better movies, Sean Penn or Matthew McConaughey? That's an interesting one. Probably, I will just say Matthew McConaughey because I've seen more of his movies, I think. Probably. But Sean Penn is a fantastic actor. Fantastic actor. Man, his performance in One Battle After Another, insanely good. Insanely good. Spider-Man will go back to Disney. Nope. Instead of Sony, as soon as Sony isn't able to make a Venom, Carnage, Madam Web garbage movie, it'll happen. No, it won't. They will never, ever, ever sell Spider-Man for a price that Disney will actually want to pay. There's no way. Sony would have to be going out of business and would have to be desperate for money for them to sell Spider-Man off. Yep, Rufus is in there. I can see him for 11 minutes now. If Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie, then Home Alone isn't a Christmas movie. You sure you want that? I don't care. But that's the thing though. Home Alone has themes that are Christmas, around Christmas. You know, it's thematically a Christmas. It's got Christmas stuff in it. Die Hard is just set at Christmas time during a Christmas party. There's no thematically, you don't feel the Christmas spirit when you watch Die Hard. You feel the Christmas spirit when you watch Home Alone. Well, that's just my opinion. It's a Wonderful Life is not a Christmas movie, in my opinion. I mean, maybe. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it. First Blood is not a Christmas movie. I see the point if Christmas is part of the plot, it is a Christmas movie, but I agree with you. Christmas needs to be part of the theme. That's what I think. Gremlins, I wouldn't set as a Christmas movie either. The only thing that changes that is that it's a Christmas gift and there's, oh man, that's tough. I don't know. Rambo is a what movie? Yes, that's true. Batman Returns takes place at Christmas, but I don't consider it a Christmas movie because I saw it in the theater in the summer. Same with Gremlins. I'm cutting off at midnight too, since I'm not on vacation anymore. Jim Carrey or Will Ferrell? It's Jim Carrey all the way. No, yeah, exactly. No contest. I love Will Ferrell movies though too. My bad. Still no AI without iRobot. Yep. Yeah, you were thinking that. You don't understand. They need to keep making Spider-Man universe movies or they'll lose Spider-Man. They're going to keep making them. They're not losing Spider-Man. They're just not doing it. I got a Christmas Story Steelbook Blu-ray today. Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome. I like A Christmas Story. Like that was my, well, that or Christmas Vacation were like my go-to, say, Christmas movies. But I've seen them so much. It's kind of like, okay, I've talked about this before, but it's like Billie Jean. That is one of the best songs in the history of music, right? It's Michael Jackson. It's a wonderful song. It's so well put together, so well produced, but I never ever need to hear it again my whole life. I've heard it so many times that I don't need to hear it again. I don't hate it, but when it comes on, I turn it because I've heard it so many times. To me, that's like Christmas Vacation and Christmas Story. I don't need to see them again for a long, long, long time. Christmas Vacation, I can watch, probably. Christmas Story, I've seen it too many times. And no, I don't think Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie. I was just thinking about you, man. Well, hey, Jerry, what's going on? We're about to jump over into the Discord and hang out there. Because, man, I've been going for 3.5 hours now. Jamie Lee or Uma Thurman? I'm going to say Uma Thurman just because I like her style of movies more. Because I'm not a horror film person. I mean, Elf premiered at the movie theater in like January, February. I still consider that a Christmas movie. It is a Christmas movie, yeah. Billy Jack is not my lover. Who's Billy Jack? Isn't that a movie? Have I seen The Legend of Billie Jean? No. Because Helen Slater is, I don't know. I haven't seen it, no. Christmas Story and The Sandlot are two movies I just can't watch anymore. The Sandlot 2, man, I've seen The Sandlot a lot. Is Fargo a Christmas movie? No, it's just snow. It's just cold. Rob loves that song, Take Me Home Tonight. No, I do not. And I don't need to ever hear Bon Jovi again, ever. Halloween or Friday the 13th? Neither. I don't like horror movies. I don't like slasher movies, so yeah, I can't answer that one. Die Hard literally has the line, "Now I have a machine gun, ho ho ho." I don't know why it wouldn't be considered a Christmas movie. Oh no, Take Me Home Tonight is definitely adding money, but I just don't like Bon Jovi. Yes, Bon Jovi, I just don't like him. And I've heard Wanted Dead or Alive. It's another one. I never need to hear that. When I hear that, I rush that and whoa, 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 shut up. Nope. Off my radio, sir. I don't know. I just don't see, Leon, I just don't see it. Die Hard 2, the airport is so busy because it's Christmas. Also Christmas movie. Nah, I don't know about that. I mean, honestly, it's a whatever thing. It's kind of like trying to say, well, is Aliens a horror movie or a sci-fi movie? Who cares? It's awesome. Who cares? What genre is it in though? I don't care. I just, honestly, it doesn't matter. To me, a Christmas movie is a movie that fills you with the Christmas spirit and has Christmas themes in it. Just because he says a line that says ho 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 doesn't mean that it's a Christmas movie. Christmas spirit. And that's an action movie. It's totally an action movie. And which means you can watch it whenever you want. Head like a hole, dude. I don't like Eddie Money and I don't like Bon Jovi. John Cusack or Bruce Willis? I mean, Bruce Willis. Here's the thing though. I love Better Off Dead as a movie and I love 1408. But to me, Bruce Willis has many more movies that I really love. Die Hard 2, the airport is so busy because it's Christmas. Also Christmas. Yeah, no. Not to me. But hey, whatever. I should keep listing movies that aren't Christmas that just takes place in winter. Love Bites, only song on Hysteria I hate. Really? I love that song. Eddie Murphy or Will Smith? I would say Will Smith because I don't really think Eddie Murphy is that. I never really cared for Eddie Murphy that much. I'm sorry. I mean, he was great as the donkey in Shrek, but honestly, I don't really like. I can't think of a lot of movies from him that I like. I don't like Beverly Hills Cop. I don't think it's that funny. Yeah, 1408's great. Grosse Pointe Blank is great for sure. I'm just pumping him. Okay, so here's the thing. We're cutting it off. So I will start saying goodbye. I hope you guys had a great time. I hope you guys love all the things. Next week is Christmas, which is nuts. I can't believe this year's over. It's been a nuts year. And I'm tired of looking at things and there's just been a lot of, it's been a rough year. So I'm kind of glad that it's going to be over, but I'm also like, I'm hopeful. We're hopeful, you know? Yeah. Eddie Murphy or Eddie Money? Neither. 20 minutes. Yeah, 19 minutes. All right, so here we go. We're going into the voice chat. Thank you for all the questions, though. It was fun, but I'm ready to let other people talk for a bit. There's Rufus. Can you even hear him? Say something, Rufus. You can barely hear him because the stupid audio capture isn't working again. Oh, because I got to set one up for Safari. That's so stupid. Anyway, Rufus is in there. If you want to come hang out, come hang out. Let's see. Trading Places Coming to America was peak. Yeah. Don't like either one of those. Myself. Off the Nook. Which y'all can't hear because this freaking thing is stupid. You have to set it up for each application now. One line from Beverly Hills Cop 2 when he's in the pool. Get in the pool. Look at, I mean, okay. Maybe there's some funny stuff in there, but best holiday movies. No. I already said my favorite holiday movies. If only you were on Windows, you just have desktop audio capture. Yes, but we're supposed to have it here too, and it's not working. I recently saw an American Christmas Carol and Christmas Evil. That's great. But hey, good night. I'll join in on Discord someday. Jody B, that's a promise. Or you that's a date. What? Yes, you should do that sometime because it is fun. It is fun to hang out in the Discord. But hey, you guys have a great week. We'll see you next time. Bye.